we are jumping into the action. It is going to be VortiX in the blue trunks. The winner will fly to Berlin and compete in $100,000 tournament. He's playing Abbasid, instantly going for the mill. And we have TheMista in the red trunks playing English. With me is Mr. Dave.
And I think we know how the English are going to play this, right? They're going to go into their longbowmen. And I guess the question for us is, how do the Abbasids counter that? How would you approach this matchup if you're VortiX, Nilly?
I think just try to get to Feudal Age as quickly as possible. Stable horsemen. And then you need an archery range behind this. And it feels like your economy is quite solid. But certainly the first two horsemen have to be flying in quite quickly. And maybe try to intercept some reinforcements. Because if you face a big ball of longbowmen and spearmen, it becomes really tricky.
Yeah, it's all about those initial fights, right? And making sure that your economy is actually safe behind it. What? Did he not finish the house? Okay, now VortiX is going to finish the house. Okay. Don't panic.
Don't panic. Also, if you see you're already housed, you still get a full villager time to finish the house.
That was a big adjustment for me. Coming from AoE2, that was one of the things that just like I was constantly panicking, and there was villagers still being produced. I still haven't gotten used to it after so many months.
Yeah. Still the same. But are they actually like I'm actually getting happy because I know about it, and then I'm like, oh, nice. Now I need to build one. It's like it feels more noob friendly, like me.
Do you think MBL would still get housed if he played AoE4? All right, there's the House of Wisdom right there. And he's going to set that up near his other buildings to get them within that influence zone, and he'll add the mining camp to that later. And food income is looking really good for VortiX, of course, with those berries, but Mista can force down his landmark quite quickly, even with that fast research time now to the second age from Abbasid. Mista should be up a little bit earlier, right?
I think it's a very similar time now if you have your proper build order. Slightly behind in food here. Now 4 on gold even. That's more than we typically see. And look at that perfect build order here. 9 food in the bank. And feels like a similar castle age timing. While we see TheMista still 340 food. Bit on the later side. Could have cancelled the villager.
One thing I love about the Abbasid, you go to the berries right away at the beginning of the game, and then you have so many sheep just waiting near your TC, right? For later in the game if you get pressured, especially by English with the longbowmen running around. It could be a nice option to fall back to. And there we go. There's the Council Hall from Mista. No surprises there. No Abbey of the Trinity meme this game.
Yeah, that doesn't go for anything wild. But also, something we have to mention, keeps 3 villages on gold. So this will be the economic approach. So very likely that we will see a mill pretty soon. And then some wheelbarrow shenanigans.
Oh,
so,
did I say Abbey of the Trinity?
It's not important. People
the other
knew
Abbey.
what you wanted to say.
Yeah, the other Abbey.
Yeah, you wanted to say something crazy. And Abbey of Trinity was truly a crazy statement.
That would be a true meme build right there, Nilly. Yeah.
Damn, imagine the Reddit posts. You're still imagining?
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm writing it up right now.
Okay, nice.
I'm actually theory crafting on my spare time all the time.
Okay, nice. So, mill goes up, expecting 150 gold and 50 wood to be gone any second now. With wheelbarrow, I help and click a bit for Mr. What is he going for? The wood upgrades? Nah, he can't be. Interesting.
What do you think about wheelbarrow that early?
I think it's really good for English because wheelbarrow works reasonably well for lots of villagers. Your farmers work more efficiently, and you go for so many farmers as well that it just feels so right. Oh, but weird placement with those farms. That's surprising to me.
Yeah, that's kind of strange, especially after the farms we saw, even from Kasva in the crazy games that he was playing. His farms were like perfectly set up. And then we see this early in the game. He's got plenty of time to focus on this, and he makes 3 farms kind of halfway between the mill and the TC. A little bit strange, but now he's going to add some extra ones. He'll get up to the second age, and he'll begin the longbowman production. Or maybe not.
And now finally gets Wheelbarrow. Was waiting quite a bit there. I'm a bit surprised. And Mr. plays it really defensively. Still not a single longbowman on the field. This is a full economic approach.
Yeah, this is strange. Maybe he thinks his Abbasid competitor over on the other side is going to go for an economic approach too. I mean, there's horsemen already coming out from VortiX, and it feels like Mista, if he doesn't get his timings perfect here, he can be really punished by this.
Okay, but horsemen shouldn't really find too much in low numbers. Archery range now by VortiX as well. And Mista actually going for the funny farms here. So he goes for more farms than the usual amount around the mill. Still under the influence. Looks untypical.
Okay, there's a barracks from Mista now. And still no longbowman. So he just predicts the horseman, I guess. He doesn't want to take chances going out, and he goes for a barracks right away. Well, interesting. And like, to be fair, I mean, there's really no pressure from VortiX coming in yet. Both players are playing pretty passively here in H2, and still no real production from that archer age. Finally, a camel archer coming from VortiX.
Interesting. So horsemen and camel archers. Mr. scouted everything, so he knows exactly what he is up against. Now goes for the longbowman production. At least I thought so, but it's only one out there. Still not really on goal. Pulled 2 villagers away. Now 2 villagers on it again. And this one will feel like a relatively fast castle age with a very little defense. This is a truly creative approach to this matchup.
VortiX on stone. He's getting ready maybe for that second town center at some point. He's just sending that single camel archer out to see what's up over at Mista's base. Maybe put a little bit of pressure on Mista on the second barracks already. Already has men-at-arms on the way.
Oh.
This is so passive, Nilly.
Men-at-arm and the upgrades. Is this the full men-at-arm? But you can't play men-at-arm all in here in Feudal Age, can you? If you're English, that would be really interesting. Spearman here for the defense. Horsemen shouldn't really find too much. Blacksmith upgrade. Maybe this is a men-at-arm Feudal play.
I mean, Mista's gonna, or VortiX is gonna spot this, though. He sees both of those barracks now.
What's your answer against men-at-arms in Feudal Age? Typically, camel archers wouldn't be too bad. You need to micro quite a bit, though. And then longbowmen become a bit more efficient against you. I'm really curious what the first upgrade is going to be. Has enough gold for siege engineers here. Only needs to drop some more wood. And he goes for the archer attack. Okay.
And now, Mista is going for steeled arrow, but he doesn't really have that many range units. He's got a few longbowmen on the field, and he's producing more. It's so strange, Nilly. Why not start the production a little bit earlier?
I don't know. Well, he maybe didn't have the resources, right? He went for some eco upgrades. He went for all those farms. He didn't take any losses. So in that sense, he didn't underproduce army. It just feels like not punishing Abbasid at all while they are now on 2 town centers. Feels like you're not really playing to the strengths of your civilization, which is the early pressure against a civilization that likes to play greedy.
Well, he's found the mill now from VortiX out on the right side. So if he wants to send his longbows out, maybe he can do something there. The camel archer's still pressuring a little bit on the gold at the back, so Mista had to run away temporarily. It's only one camel archer, though. He shouldn't really be that afraid of it. But still, he doesn't really know what sort of military presence VortiX has on the map. So he's going to keep his longbowmen at home for the time being. If he went forward with those, I think there's a lot of opportunity to do damage, especially near that mill on the right side. With the men-at-arms to support them. I think if he goes forward now, VortiX could be in trouble.
Okay, let's take a look. One barracks producing 3 men-at-arms. The other one not really anything. Now another house. Farm count looks really solid. 5 on gold here for Mista. I think I would really like to see at least 1 tower for VortiX. It's so far out. His army's not really protecting it. Just feels so vulnerable.
With Abbasid, though, you want all those buildings within range, right?
Yeah, but it's 1 tower.
There, like,
you shouldn't skip the tower.
Maybe he has like OCD or something.
Well, those
there's a lot of horsemen now from VortiX, and he's got 4 Camel Archer with that. So Mista is going to have to make sure he keeps his Spearmen and his Men-at-Arms near his Longbowmen and doesn't get them caught out. He's heading out now, and the military are finally going to engage in the middle here. He'll run away from the Horsemen and the Camel Archers for now, and that force is going to be enough from VortiX just to make Mista respect him a little bit and increase his economic lead with the 2 town centers.
Oh, Scout got a good idea of
And
how
there's
big the army is. And yeah, tower. Well, perfect timing then. Try to delay it as long as possible, and he sees that those are coming over. Obviously, big mobility advantage on VortiX side, and Spearman count only at 3. So I think once those get sniped down by the Camel Archers, Horsemen should be doing pretty well against the Longbowmen.
Very mobile army composition for VortiX as well. He can kind of pick and choose which fights he wants to take here. And if the Longbowmen ever get out of position, he can trap them. And right now, the Men-at-Arms are engaging against the Horsemen, and the Longbowmen are sniping the Camel Archers behind, but it takes them a while to take them out. And the Horsemen have looped around behind the Longbowmen from Mista, but still, those Men-at-Arms are so strong.
But they're really doing the damage, and that means the Horsemen can do the damage against the Longbowmen. So I think it will be heavy losses on both sides, but this should normally be better for the player with a better economy.
And that player that's had 2 TCs for a very long time is VortiX. VortiX is happy to toss away a few of those Horsemen to get the longbow numbers down. And now the units are streaming across from Mista, but it's kind of 1 or 2 units at a time. And VortiX has not lost a villager yet.
6 military against 17 military. Massive economic advantage. And we have siege engineers finished for Mista, so could go for rams. Has enough wood now and indeed builds it.
Yep. And there's a market from VortiX, so maybe looking to balance his economy a little bit and try and get up to the next stage. But he's got to keep up military production. With a ram here, with the reinforcements coming across, this could get kind of out of control for him.
Mista pulled everything away from gold. So this is a massive feudal age play. We'll go for more longbowmen, spearmen behind as well. Double barracks obviously helps out quite a bit. Mixes in some men-at-arms on the other side. VortiX, still full Camel Archer and Horsemen. Now add some more stables.
I like how VortiX pulled all those villagers off the food that early. He just kind of pulled his army back. He's going to let Mista waste a little bit of time going over there. And he sent villagers over to the left side to the berries as well to keep up his food income. All the while, continuing to have 2 TCs too. So let's look at the villager count. We have 56 from VortiX, and we have 42 from Mista.
Military 29 against 13 though, so we really need some more units here to defend this ram push. Which is pretty good for VortiX that Mista kind of wants to loops around and want to make the attack happen more from the front.
Yep.
Not sure if I like that one too much. Ram number 2 on the way though.
It seems like everything VortiX has done so far is just, let's do enough to buy myself time, right? Like he took out the longbowman numbers there. He sacrificed some horsemen. He pulled his villagers away, even built a tower on the right side. And Mista has just been kind of waiting around for the last 2 or 3 minutes, wondering what to do. Now the longbowmen are a little bit out of position, but they should be able to get back to their spearmen in time.
Spearman tried to build the ram, now canceled that one, and it just feels like Camel Archers won't really do enough, take quite some damage. VortiX, delaying this a bit, knows exactly that the all-in is coming, should not stop producing army now.
And now that he sees the positioning from Mista, he knows Mista will be unlikely to loop around to the right again, and he sent villagers back there. Once again, this is how confident he is in the positioning.
Super clever there, indeed. Oh, this could be the big engagement. Spearman count looks solid, though. I don't really think the horsemen can take the fight once the spearmen are fighting, but they're a bit too far in the back.
Can't underestimate camel archers, but I guess you can if you just run them in like that. Still, the horsemen have gotten a nice surround on the longbowmen, and once again, the longbow number is going down. The rams are kind of exposed, and the villagers can go out to that. The positioning from Mista was just not there for this fight. And VortiX clears up everything, Nilly.
Wow, what a crazy fight. And it felt the camel archers went in too deep against the spearmen, but they buffered quite a bit and took the hits instead of the horsemen. And this is a full clear VortiX with a beautiful hold, 66 villagers against 47 and the military lead.
Yeah, how do you come back from this if you're Mista? I mean, you know you're already behind in eco against Abbasid, and you just lost your army, and his army is extremely mobile. So it can run around to the different areas of your eco and hit it, and you're going to have to constantly be responding with your infantry. Feels like you're in a really rough position.
Oh, and now another surround there. Horsemen getting in really deep, finding more and more kills. Camel Archer still doing the damage there. And they just have so much HP. It just looks really beautiful. Trying to retreat for a bit, but still.
Look at the resources from VortiX. He's about to go up.
Wow. Wow.
Great balance there. Really, really good balance. And he's like, he sent so much to food, right? Like the berries that seemed exposed on the left, the food that seemed exposed on the right. He was so confident in where the army was from the Mista that he just sent villagers out there, got his food count up, and he can go up to the third age soon.
Yeah, and he just sits back. Barracks will be easy man-at-arm play for him. And this is like, it's like he's 90%, right? He just has the resources to go up again.
Oh, I was on Mista's point of view. My bad. I was waiting for the bar. I thought, man, that jebaited me. His resources, he had so much in the bank. I thought he was saving to go up. You're right, Nilly.
Now
He's there.
Some man-at-arms, veteran for the horsemen, veteran for the camel archers, keeps all his army at home. Now we kind of have to see an all-in from the Mista, but his army is so much weaker. And that army gets completely countered by like 3 men-at-arms.
Great play from VortiX. Everything tailored towards keeping his economy safe. He knew he'd have an advantage, and Mista just wasn't able to punish him. Now, you could ask questions about the lack of early pressure as well from Mista, considering VortiX didn't really go for anything, right? He had a few horsemen and 1 camel archer.
Yeah, it was truly weird. And now Mista arrives at home, sees the bad news. Okay, you are going for mass man-at-arms, apparently. Well, let's see what I can do against that one. I think VortiX will just wait for the upgrades. No, Mista won't even take the fight.
Crazy stuff. Both players going for a slower build-up, but VortiX with the slower build-up into a second TC, and Mista with the slower build-up into slow men-at-arms. They couldn't really keep the longbowmen safe. Also, I think a bit of miss micro on that fight in the middle. He let the horsemen get surround him, and the men-at-arms were busy with the camel archers, and that was just a complete clear-up.
Also, I'm not sure if, like, against camel archer horsemen, that men-at-arms are actually doing so much. I think men-at-arms are mainly to fight against spearman archer. Yeah, that's at least my experience. So I think in this case, longbowmen, spearmen might have been the better army composition. The men-at-arms, they're quite a costly investment, but didn't really pay off.
Yeah, I think the story of the game is just told in the villager count graph, right? Slowly increasing over Mista, and VortiX able to keep him away from his economy completely. Not a single villager going down that game.
That's just madness, yeah. That's so crazy. And the movement, and like you saw that so beautifully as well, how he moved away with his villagers, then moved to the other side, then the attack came in the center and took the other angle again. Really, really like that.
Okay, so we go into game number 2 here. And what do you expect from the Mista?
Boulder Bay.
Boulder Bay, okay.
Have VortiX winning with Abbasid and English falling. Boulder Bay, we've seen, I think, only one game, at least today, and that was a Ruse Mirror.
Are we having another Ruse Mirror here?
Not unlikely. Not unlikely. Indeed, best of 7. So whoever wins 4 games wins the set, goes to the main event.
If you weren't going to pick Ruse on Boulder Bay and you knew your opponent was, is there another civ you can go for?
Not if you still have all civilizations left. Like,
Yeah.
if there's a scenario like you're really forbidden to go for it, we've seen some like tower rush approaches, and some people like pressuring there. Like Mongol tower rush is maybe an option. I think we have seen. Let's see. I think Chinese tower rush I saw as well. I think Viper died to a Chinese tower rush. Yeah.
Well, Vipers died to many Chinese tower rush over the years. Against one player in particular that I'm thinking about.
So true. So Mr. will take a toilet break here. After that one, maybe resetting himself now. And yeah, that's going to be interesting. By the way, Ruse Mirror is confirmed, but they still didn't launch into the game, so it will take us a bit more than 5 minutes till we actually see villagers move. I really like the setup that we have, because I put all the players, or like the 2 players and the admin, into a Discord call. So every single time we need instant communication, it's just like him unmuting, and then we can go back into the game, or like cancel a game or something.
Who's your admin for this tournament?
Lord Petito?
Oh, Mr. Petito, I see. And then you have overlay guy, of course. Is he working? Is he managing your overlays right now, or is that you?
That's me clicking. But he had a full program. I can show it. I'm not sure. I will just show it. So it's basically, you can watch my stream for that. There's a whole program that he managed for us. And I can click like scoreboard here, select stuff. And we have the draft, and I can like click different stuff. And it automatically imports from capture, like from the captain's mode. And then I can click like win, loss. Pretty damn crazy. And we will go even more wild when it comes to the main event.
I don't want to take credit for your background screen here, but it used to be gold, Nilly, until I told him to make it blue.
You gave feedback?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I played Apex with him. And he's like, if you want to play Apex with me, you're gonna have to give me feedback on this. I was like, all right.
He didn't even ask me for feedback.
That's the cost, I see. I see.
Okay. Yeah, I would have liked gold.
I'm looking forward to seeing both of you guys, though.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Who do you think of the AoE4 players that you have not met? Who do you think you will get along with the best?
Well, DeMusliM is a fellow bald.
Okay.
So
that's already friends. That's like elementary school. Like, oh, you have yellow shoes, I have yellow shoes. Let's be friends. And then they become friends for 20 years.
Dude, we're gonna be best of friends. Me and Capwatch hit it off right away, bro. Right away.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm looking
You're a
forward to
simple
seeing
man.
everyone. Yeah, I think like also like the players that are a little bit older, it's easier for me to relate to, you know.
Easy cutie.
So yeah, how old is Mista if he makes it through?
I don't know, but he
I
has
don't
like
know
a
many
long
Greek
background.
farmers, but
I think he is actually way younger than I expected. Thought something like 28. Obviously, Liquipedia is a great website. 29. Oh, he will actually have his 30th birthday on the final day.
oh damn, dude,
Could be a nice present for himself.
nice.
Nice.
Well, if he makes it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Viper. I'm always looking forward to seeing Viper. So
Yeah. So sweet. He got a bit more. He got even more dry and a bit more sarcastic. Maybe it got bitter in life.
I think, dude, I have an answer to that. Jordan came back, what, 2 years ago? And I think that's why, honestly. I think Jordan is slowly wearing him down.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. It's like the best explanation that anyone came up with yet. Yeah. 1 minute
Viper is
to
also
go.
a little bald, I think. We don't talk about that. Brionic.
Okay. So your friendship didn't form over his starting boldness. You were more like, we could be friends in 3 years. Maybe we try to connect on something else.
What's starting baldness?
This?
I thought we weren't talking about it.
I wasn't. I was just envisioning like the dialogue. I thought you and him weren't talking about it.
No. We became friends because he recognized my position as the #1 Lord of the Rings scenario player in Age of Empires 2.
Okay.
And he had deep respect for
Oh,
me, so
okay.
that's how we became friends.
Are you looking forward to the Lord of the Rings Amazon series? Okay, well, let's jump into the game here. 8 seconds to go. Ruse Mirror on Boulder Bay.
Ruse Mirror on Boulder Bay. Never been seen before, folks. This is a excellent matchup for game number 2. And we have VortiX against TheMista. And this is TheMista's home map, I believe, right? So he's going to need to make something happen here. We'll see how clean his build order here is. And if he goes for any shenanigans. What are we likely to see, Nilly?
Well, the non-shenanigans approach is to simply send 5 villagers on wood. Now the big question is 1 scout or 2 scouts. I think we are seeing 1 scout from TheMista, 2 scouts from VortiX. So we'll try to go for some more hunt. Hunt often towards your opponent, so 2 scouts can pay off and you can maybe get some snipes. As you can see, VortiX, super aggressive in that regard. And we see the dog drop. And then whoever gets to Feudal Age faster often has a really good advantage.
Yep, VortiX already clearing up that 1 deer patch over in the north side, and Mista working on 1 to the west of his base. So both players kind of working on the deer patches nearby rather than going to their enemy right away. But
no,
Mista is
VortiX,
a little bit quicker with that dog.
VortiX had the 2nd scout. He just missed the
oh, where is it?
The deer.
Oh, yeah.
It was so close. I think, is it walled off? I think those trees might be connecting. Oh, that's a massive wall off.
Wait, is that all the way to the shoreline?
It can't be. Is it?
Oh my god, what?
Is it?
Rotate the camera, double check.
I tried to.
He can only cross on the shoreline, I think.
Okay. That's a cheap wall off. And now, okay, 10 gold for VortiX, so at least got 1.
This is what I hate about playing against the Rus. Whether it's a mirror or not, this little Mexican standoff here on the deer, it tilts me, Nilly.
Mexicans tilt you?
No, the standoff tilts me.
Okay. I think VortiX should have pulled his 2nd scout there. Oh, actually gets another kill. Got 3
He's got
kills
3
already.
Yeah, he's got 3 already.
Maybe a 4th one? No.
Mista was a little bit quicker to the dock, and VortiX's ship was actually idle there near the dock while he was paying attention to the deer on that side. But still, VortiX getting more of that bounty and denying some from Mista. It's a pretty good start for him.
VortiX had 180 bounty, 125 only for Mista. Can still go to Feudal Age, but certainly not the ideal scenario. Remember, we don't have wolves on this map, so bounty generally stays really low.
Are you just banking on getting to that 2nd level, and then you're happy with that?
And 2nd? Like, tier 2 is probably out of the question. Actually, you should normally have, like, 165 or something. Then you have some sheep.
This map, yeah.
And then you have 200. Yeah. You rarely get to tier 2.
Yeah, because there's only 4 deer patches here, right? And then the sheep. I guess there is the boar as well.
Okay, let's take a look. Mista now. Golden Gate with 7 villagers. On the other side, VortiX. 140 food. Oh god, he's so much later. I really don't like the extra scout. Like, it worked out reasonably well for VortiX here. Actually, it could have worked out even better. But I've seen people struggle a lot after opening with the 2nd scout.
There is 4 ships for VortiX. There's only 3 for Mista. And he's housed right now.
Yeah.
Waiting for that other ship to come out. And I don't think he's realized yet, has he?
He's building a house.
Okay, there it is.
But still, should be lots and lots of aggression. Will be interesting to see. So Golden Gate now being rushed out with 9 villagers on VortiX side. Scout around against that villager, not the most important thing.
All right, there's TheMista reaching the second age. And what is the plan from him? He's immediately sending 2 ships forward.
Oh, but
he's looking.
scouted.
He's scouting.
He never scouted the docks. Look at that. He's
that's
splitting
terrible.
now.
Yeah.
Sees some of the fishing ships, goes to the left-hand side, but one goes into the wrong direction. Oh, this is so good for VortiX.
Well, he's going to spot it with the scout right now. Okay.
Yeah, but only one? It's like so much worse. It's like not half the damage. It feels like way worse to have 1 compared to 2. Because you can easily out-repair 1. But against 2, you always die. If you actually repair, which you don't.
Okay, 1 ship going down from VortiX. TheMista already with the attack ships there, and another fishing boat will follow. It looks like a 3rd fishing boat will go down too.
Uh-oh.
And the villager dies as well.
Oh, such a good opening.
No, it's hiding.
But dies after all. And now 2 fishing ships there in the dock, and production won't be pretty. TheMista with a really beautiful opening. And can now pull back. It's 1 attack ship against 2. And it just feels like VortiX should have a reasonable hold here. Next attack ship still takes 18 seconds.
And we have to point out that the scouts are hitting the dock from TheMista as well. So VortiX is using those over there. He's going to have to pull some ships back. He likely will, though, to heal them up anyway. So he'll be able to take care of those scouts. But he's still pressuring at the dock from VortiX. And this is time that VortiX is not spending fishing.
But, well, we see only 2 fishing ships here on the other side. So, well, still quite a reasonable advantage for sure. And how are they playing? I've seen some build-ups without going on to gold. TheMista now only goes on to gold at the 6-minute mark. And
does
on
he
the other
lose
side,
that?
VortiX.
Oh, it saved the ship. Like 1 HP.
Oof.
Damn, dude. TheMista getting so close on the snipes. But he brings back 2 weak ships to his dock. And stalemate time on the water, it looks like.
Okay, VortiX surviving for now. And double scout goes down. 2nd dock being dropped. And TheMista in quite some reasonable control.
Is there a possibility for land aggression here, or do you just have to commit to water?
It just feels like fishing ships are just too strong. Even after the nerf, they just feel incredibly good. Trade is incredibly good. So I think win water, win the game is true more than 90% of
TheMista's
the
navy
games.
is pretty weak, dude. He healed it up a bit, but he headed out with a bunch of weak ships, and one of them goes down right away. VortiX microing some away, but TheMista has the numbers advantage currently.
Oh, this is so wild. So many super low HP ships could heal up, but it's still 2 dock production against 1 dock production, I believe.
Good saves there from VortiX, bringing 3 ships back that were likely dead. And like you said, 2 docks versus 1 dock isn't going to work out for very long in VortiX's favor. Eventually, TheMista is going to overrun you. So I guess the question is, what do you transition into if you're not going for that 2nd dock?
I think you have to go for that 2nd dock. VortiX here. Just plan 180 food. Actually, put some villagers on food
3rd
now.
dock for TheMista.
That feels so wrong. Why are we
3
going
to
that heavy
1?
on food?
Now going out to the mining camp, VortiX. Kind of feels like he just wants to defend a little bit on water and not fully invest there. Whereas TheMista is going to have everything going for him. Full production from 3 docks. VortiX gets a little bit close, but he's got to be careful once a couple more ships come out.
Okay, maybe wait for 1 more cycle here. 2 more just finished, and then we will have 10 against only 8. Another one in the queue. Should be slightly better. No blacksmith to be seen. Oh, now blacksmith by VortiX. Probably wants to go for the attack upgrade there. I like it.
He hasn't been fishing this entire time, but to be fair, neither has TheMista. I would like to see maybe even one of these docks add in a fishing boat.
Not sure if you're allowed to do that. 4 villagers on sheep might just be absolutely reasonable. you win water, you might win the game. It's not like you can transition into castle age, right? After both invested so heavily. Tricky spot. Okay, now moving out. 11.
How many ships? 11 against 9.
Do we have fletching yet? Oh, fletching, I'm calling it. Steeled arrow yet. 25 seconds away. Now we take the big fight.
As the ship goes down. No, VortiX saves another ship. He's going to pull it back. He goes for that second dock now. And now TheMista is taking a fight here where VortiX is healing up at his docks mid-fight. See how that impacts things. Still decent numbers there from TheMista. We've got 10 ships, 9 ships still alive from him. Only 8 ships alive from VortiX. Looks good for TheMista here, Nilly.
Oh yeah, absolutely looks good. Now fighting under the dock, but some of them weren't really healing, just better numbers. And simply having like 2 ships more when the engagement and reinforcement really worked out well. And I don't understand how VortiX was that heavily on food and didn't really add the docks. Just feels like Mr.
He's holding though.
Is he? Is he though? It's 5 and 2 are super low. It's now 3 against 5. And if we have the reinforcements coming in, I think water should be won by TheMista. Like, production is not fair. Look at that queue. 3 ships in there.
Yep. And the unfinished dock is just so sad. Sitting next to that. 2 more ships arrive from TheMista, and I think VortiX will be pushed off. If not with this attack, surely with the next one, right?
Yeah, like the waves are just coming in, and look at that. Now so heavily outnumbered. And now the question is, VortiX... is he transitioning into land in this one? Is he trying to play this one out? So much on the line. Water certainly lost. Will lose even 2 more villagers. And no, he taps out.
And TheMista is taking that. And we have to question the timing on the second dock from VortiX, right? I mean, he didn't even get it up, but he had a villager there early. And TheMista went for that second and third dock before VortiX even got the second one down. Little bit strange. Maybe.
I think we
Second
really
scout
need to
also
see...
not a big, not a lot added to this game.
I think we really need to go into like deep analysis if you add a second scout in that one or not. It just, if you delay your fuel age timing, and it wasn't a lot, it was 30 seconds, but it might already cost you the game.
Boulder Bay. Rhymes with... well, I don't know what it rhymes with. Fantastic gameplay, maybe. Gotta love Boulder Bay, Nilly.
Boulder Bay, exciting? Nay. Or something like that, if you're a hater of water. Yeah, I think something needs to be changed there. Like, it feels very mirrorish. It feels... not allowing a lot of comeback mechanics. I obviously will have a meeting with all the main event players directly after the second qualifier to discuss some stuff. Maybe they come up with some nice ideas. Maybe we see what we can do there in the future.
Rule for Boulder Bay, your opponent has to choose your civilization. That'll make things spicy, right?
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I felt a bit bad, but at least no more Boulder Bay today. That's guaranteed.
All right, so now we go on to Hill and Dale.
I don't know. It should be the home map of VortiX. Hill and Dale, typically a really strong home map of VortiX. Take a look at the Discord channel, and we have High View as the choice.
High View. Okay.
Okay.
So what civs are we looking at here for High View? We're gonna see Delhi, maybe?
Typically Roos, but Roos already picked here on Boulder Bay. And Delhi is certainly a good one. I don't mind French. I don't mind English. We have seen Mongols on it as well. I think it's like so close to Arabia that lots of civilizations are very viable.
So you think on Boulder Bay, the only counter to Roos going full water is maybe to just go for some YOLO tower rush or something, like you mentioned before.
Yeah. I think so. Like on water, sometimes if you can get to 3 hulks, you can make a comeback happen, but not really a scenario that we have seen very often because you can't save your hulks too easily. And we just had a massive $120 donations. Thanks for the players and organizers. Too many more tournaments ahead. Thank you. We'll give people some motivation that maybe didn't make it, or like, they didn't make it into the main event. Thank you.
At least say his name. What was his name?
Gear of War.
Gear of War. You're a legend. Thank you. God, Nilly, you're like a big streamer now. You know, $120. You don't even say the man's name.
Thank you, Gear
No
of
response.
War.
Yeah. See?
I didn't know I was a big streamer. But you were the ones having 5,000 of viewers.
5,000 of viewers?
1.8 5,000 of viewers.
1.8 5,000. What?
How many views did you have last weekend?
9?
8?
8,600, I think.
Yeah. So close to 1.8 5,000.
Yeah. I see where you're. Oh, okay. Okay, you're multiplying it. Okay, I get it. I get it. Sometimes sometimes you confuse me, Nilly.
Sometimes I need to work on that. I'm
I
not
was
saying
trying
in
to
what
be
direction.
I was trying to be generous, dude.
So we will actually have an interesting matchup here on Highview. It will be French for TheMista, and VortiX will go for the Holy Roman Empire. 420 to go.
He's going HRE. Okay. With Hill and Dale still available?
I'm surprised as well. There will be something different on Hill and Dale. Maybe Delhi? Maybe Chinese? We have not seen Chinese get a lot of love. I think they're really bad. DeMusliM disagreed with me though.
How often have you seen Chinese in the qualifiers so far? Ever since the last patch?
I've seen one Kasva game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Fire Lancer one, right?
Yeah, exactly. But we only had best of threes as well.
I watched that yesterday. I think yeah. I said something in the chat like I love that's a possibility, but I also hate the fact that that's a possibility.
Yeah.
It's such a love-hate relationship, and I don't know how to feel about it. I guess if you're an argument would be like if you're the opponent, you should feel like that's coming, right? And you should prepare for it. But at the same time, when you're in a heated game, only having 2 buildings to take down is the Abbasid, and the Chinese having access to Fire Lancer.
But what do you do if you know it's coming? Like you can't really wall in there.
Yeah.
Because you can't wall between like buildings that are connected, and as Abbasid, you always have your buildings connected. And he had 120 villagers repairing. Didn't have all of them on wood. That was a problem, right? He ran out of wood.
That's a good point. And even if you're going to keep like spearmen nearby, you're going to be sacrificing 20-30 of your population to just sit near your buildings. So yeah, that's just rough. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to scout it kind of, but he already saw some Fire Lancers, didn't expect the massive all in, and then was like led by 75 villagers. Truly the game of the early rounds in the qualifiers.
They should have a button in the House of Wisdom that makes it invulnerable for like a minute. Like just you can click it once.
It has 17,000 HP.
It didn't. Well, the Fire Lancers didn't care about the 17,000 HP.
Well, it was like 76 Fire Lancers or something. So.
Yeah. Like it's just a button that gives you enough time to get your military back.
Oh, but then I think it's nice to have that landmark snipe mechanic actually.
That's what I'm getting at, Neil. Like it's nice, but at the same time, it just feels not nice. You know, it's like you know.
Yeah.
Nice,
also,
but not
like,
nice.
yeah, that's actually true. You can have a monk next to it and start your conversion. and scare all of them away.
Oh, man. Imagine. Oh, that would be sick. Can you wall the monk into, like, a little cube beside it?
You can have, like, just all your pikemen surrounding. And we have TL Mora also flying in with $100. Thank you. See how I'm learning? TL Mora. Thank you so much.
Any other $100?
Any
other hundos?
What was it? Any other octopuses in chat or something?
Where is that even from, dude?
I don't even know anymore. It was, I think you were trying to grab some Twitch primers or something?
Any other octopusers, yeah.
Something really weird there. TL Mora, thank you so much again. And before that, Gear of War. And we're 20 seconds away from jumping into high view with an interesting matchup. French against the Holy Roman Empire. HRE, often considered to be the civilization with the stronger economy. And French, quite some mobile army. Knights could be pretty good here. Likely option to see those. Let's jump into the action. It will be TheMista again playing red. And we will start off with VortiX in the blue trunks here, playing the HRE. Remember, HRE really good on other closed maps, but in this case, VortiX deciding to go for an open map with them. Mista with French, pretty standard here. 3 on wood, really? What? 3 on wood super early by Mista and double scout opening. Is this a spearman rush?
On the sheep there too.
What is this build order? What? I'm super confused.
I'm just listening to the villagers sigh after they finish something.
Okay.
Once Ozzy pointed it out earlier today, I can't ignore it now.
Okay.
Should literally like if I had this not on my like if I had company over, I would never put this on a speaker or like a TV or anything. This game,
okay.
It's sus.
Okay. I'm also always very careful what I put on if I have company over.
Dude, that like share to screen button on your phone is a trap. It's a trap, Nilly.
You don't know how often I check my OBS if I'm not streaming by accident.
No, actually, I do the same thing. I have Task Manager up all the time. You gotta check the processes, dude. I don't trust the program list. Gotta check the EXEs, bro.
Okay. By the way, this indeed is Spearman Rush by VortiX, by Mista. I have no idea what's happening here.
It's a really early Spearman Rush. Oh my goodness. What is he, like 12 pop right now?
I didn't know this was an option. Is that to pressure the gold?
It might be. Maybe he wants to kick the French off the golds.
Wow. The HRE of the gold, right?
Or sorry, HRE. Yeah. Sorry. He's playing as the French. That's right.
How heavily? We're still with 4 village on wood. And Spearman mainly cost food. So maybe even a tower rush is an option. Scout is running over. What does the Mr. Scout? Didn't have the best input yet. Double scout out there. But now he sees, okay, the plateau without the stealth forest. Opponent has to be there. This is so interesting. I've never seen this before. And villagers being sent forward. This is a tower rush towards the gold in Dark Age against HRE. Wow.
Exactly what does he see here? He sees a lot, Nilly, to be fair. You can see the chapel coming up already. He's got 2 scouts near the gold. I think I would like to see him scout around the right side to make sure there's no gold too close by. He sees the one at the front. So that'll probably tell him that this is the primary gold for VortiX and maybe his only other option to go to. Wow, this is aggressive.
Yeah, something I've not seen, honestly. Prelate still going for wood, but honestly, VortiX, he's not far away from Feudal Agent. He could easily just go onto an archer range and like two archers deal with this.
It might be a little bit difficult to deal with the outpost that goes up. As he sends villagers back to gold, the spearmen are kind of out of position. He's going to find that outpost from the TheMista, so he knows exactly what the TheMista is up to. And he can start planning around it. Chapel is almost complete. He will be in the second age soon. And like you said, he can simply go into archers. But still, he's not going to be able to access that gold right away.
Okay. The question is, like, how much will he need that gold? He now has the prelate. And, yeah, as you mentioned, that chapel. Not really reaching the woodline. So, do you even want to send the prelate in there? I'm not sure if it's actually good.
I mean, it's only, what, boosting the sheep villagers? That's it.
Okay, barracks now being built by VortiX. Bit surprising to me. Does he want to counter with his own spearman? Man-at-arm could be an option as well. Really strong against Dark Age units. But not scaling too well. In case of the TheMista going for knights or archers after this.
Kind of feels like if VortiX gets a few units built up, he can just simply ignore that gold to the left and go to the gold in the middle. Because TheMista is not going to be able to fight him with just age 1 military. And there's another outpost for TheMista, so he's already thought about it. Doesn't want to give VortiX any gold options.
I love that. Is also on stone for some potential arrow slits play. And indeed, 4 men-at-arms. He had 82 gold in the bank. What he feels like is enough to make the defense happen. But I think once the tower goes up, you can only take that tower down with lots and lots of losses.
And I don't think VortiX, yeah, don't think he can see the gold on the right, even if he wants to go out there. Men-at-arms now coming out and getting hit by the units from TheMista, so he's going to have to back up, and he's on a timer, Nilly, because they do cost gold. So, and he doesn't have any access to that yet, but I think he's going out to that outpost to take it down now.
Yeah, and pulls 9 villagers there. Obviously no arrow slits on it, so should be an easy kill. Man-at-arm as well. And then maybe VortiX, with all the wood in the world that he has, can just go for another mill.
What is that wall? What is that wall for TheMista?
Ooh. Also the villager, like, unprotected there, but Man-at-arm is running away. Well, will give him quite some nice control, right? He knows, okay, I only want to attack the left-hand side, want to attack the gold. I actually don't mind it. If you fully wall off the right-hand side, you can play a Feudal Age all in and just control those 2 golds and you win.
If you can control the golds, though. Because now VortiX is back on the golds. VortiX already has men-at-arms. I think this wall was... And there's another wall over there, too. Wow, he's trying to wall his enemy in. But I think this wall was kind of centered around the fact that he already had control over both the golds and didn't want VortiX moving out that way. And instead, we have a situation where VortiX is happily taking that gold. The outpost is down. And he currently has a better military. And there's more walls coming up here.
Yeah, trying to chop around. And yeah, that's something you can do there. If you chop those trees after it falls, you can actually run through. So TheMista not really getting the control there. Nice move by VortiX, and we'll control this area.
And there's another outpost from TheMista. Okay, so he continues the push. To be fair, behind this, his economy has been completely safe.
Yep.
He's had no idle time other than that one villager forward that's building. And now he's sending a Royal Knight over to maybe try and snipe some villagers on the gold.
Yeah, enough spearmen there for the defense, though. Look at the resources of VortiX. He only needs gold and could think about castling this one. After all this aggression, I would be really surprised if TheMista allows that. Is still going for army, question mark? Only Royal Knights, no archers? Okay, now more archers in the queue.
Royal Knight. I know, I mispronounced it. I apologize, chat. I'm so sorry. I ruined your day. I realized that. Men-at-arms coming in. Going to be able to take a few hits, but they're going to back up now that he realizes the outpost is actually firing on him. And he seems very comfortable in this situation, VortiX. I mean, TheMista, it was early pressure from him, but it hasn't really done much.
Like, will keep his opponent pretty honest. I would think so, but VortiX, even under all this pressure, is playing this one so greedy. And the defensive tower... And honestly, like, Relic at the top could be pretty easy. The other 4 pretty far away from him and quite unreachable. Could click up to Castle Age. This is pretty crazy. Oh, under
he's
all
going
this
up right now.
pressure, he's going up.
Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, you say all this pressure, but basically, as soon as Mista left that outpost alone and didn't have military near there, there wasn't that much, right? The only pressure that was really being applied was the outpost on the gold, and then he left that position, and it was free to take out with just villagers from VortiX. So there's more outposts coming now. Knights wandering around the right side, looking for villagers that VortiX sent out previously.
Ooh. Men-at-Arm at the other side, raiding a bit. Sheep all done, so economy of Mista not that pretty when it comes to food income.
Oh, big hits there from the Spearmen on the Knights. And Mista's going to have to run away from that army, and Men-at-Arms are at the top side too, ready to counter him there. Cathedral is almost completed.
Wow. I don't understand how VortiX has the balls to make this happen. I wouldn't even try to attempt this. Like, it feels so scary. But seems like he is making it work. Still has enough units. Now double prelate out. How many relics does he see? Shouldn't have the greatest scouting. And seems like maybe 2, 3. He should know about 3 relics.
It's only archers being produced now.
Prelate.
From Mista. The prelate goes down. There's another one behind there. Still only spearmen and men-at-arms, and the berries are expiring, so VortiX is going to have to figure out where he goes for food. After those berries are gone, actually. He doesn't have any food sources, I don't think.
Oh, and not the highest amount of wood either, so quite interesting move here. And this could be a pretty big fight. Goes for the berries at the top, will get all the control, and Mista gives it to him. A bit surprising.
It's like the story of this game feels like Mista is trying to, you know, take map control, take resources away from VortiX, but VortiX has the military presence where he can just push back the army and simply head out there anyway with the villagers. Good prelate snipe at the top, though, I think.
Let's see if that's actually going to happen. Scout is chasing. Now the Knight should get some reasonable hits off, and prelate should get sniped. Now goes for the conversion. I think the Knight should get the kill.
Gonna be close. Yeah, he got him. And meanwhile, in the center, I mean, the men-at-arms were doing work against the archers from Mista. He can always fall back to these outposts here, but he's just constantly behind. And VortiX, I don't think he's even... Has he lost a villager against us yet?
I didn't see it, but he had to. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair. And I want the world to be fair.
Where's that relic? Go grab it. We need Wololo potential here. Okay, prelate's going to go down. Military being weakened there. The Knights doing good work at the front, but the men-at-arms are going to push their way through that. And the archers need to run away again. And once again, we come back to the fact that VortiX is in age 3. Mista is in age 2. And Mista didn't add that second town center. So definitely still advantage VortiX here.
VortiX not a single relic, though. We have to remember that. Prelate now around, tries to run to the right-hand side, tries to find something. And we have actually the villager in the center somehow dying there against the scout. So VortiX might actually have more villager snipes than Mista, or might be even with 1-1.
I don't think he's lost a vill. I really don't think he's lost one. It's actually tragic for Mista if you think about it. All this investment.
Okay, now on all the deer. How is Castle Age timing looking for Mista? Not too pretty, but it's not producing anything. What's happening here? Market.
Still
Finally a
Men-at-Arms
relic?
coming out.
VortiX, what is he doing with this? Okay.
Put it inside. Perfect. Okay, he's out of food again, Nilly. These villagers are getting pretty far away. That's like... What is that, 18 villagers? How many vills are there? 18 villagers going to be up in that top corner if Mista ever heads there. VortiX is going to have to defend with his military.
Let's see. And Stealth Forest, obviously, you might not always have a good idea of the army. Another Prelate goes out, instantly gets sniped. And that's another one going down. So VortiX not really happy with his gold control. But second Relic on the way home, so should get 2.
Yeah, the wolf is chasing, but the prelate should be fine, and the knight is being chased away by the men-at-arms, so... It's just this... like, it feels like VortiX is under a lot of pressure, but the way he's playing right now seems very comfortable.
Yeah, it's like, I would be extremely nervous, but just so many clean moves out, tries to control, knows he has the better economy as well, so the longer the game goes, the happier he should be. And second Relics just walking by the Ragnar's Cathedral. Not really sure what the plan is there. Did he maybe shift-click but misclicked? What is he doing with the Relic?
No, it's going, man. He's sending it to TheMista. He feels bad.
He can't... What is...
We need to hide our treasures over here.
In the Stealth Forest.
Yep. He's going to dig a pit.
Let's not
X
put it where
marks
the
the spot.
opponent is expecting it.
Okay,
And
now he's coming back.
Okay. Just a small detour. I think relics
like-
get more valuable the more different areas they visited as well, right?
This is like CrossFit right here. Relic running.
It's beautiful.
I think he shift clicked by accident all the way around because this monk keeps, or this prelate keeps stopping at random intervals.
Okay,
Well, the relic's
touchdown.
in now, so we can look at something else. The archers are under the outpost there from VortiX, and finally he loses a couple villagers on the gold, and TheMista reaches the castle age. VortiX still without his second town center. Still responding to the pressure, so TheMista has kept him inside the base.
Okay, really solid job there, but still double relic worth 15 villagers, so quite a nice advantage
And
there.
look at this
in that
army
regard.
coming from the right. He sent it forward. It's not home for defense. TheMista should realize it's somewhere else since there's only 4 men-at-arms chasing him. And it is indeed coming in from the right side. And Mista's gold is there. TheMista is building up Arbaletrier. Is it Arbaletrier? Arbaletrier?
Let's ask Marine Lord.
Okay.
I think Arbaletrier
think
or something like that, yeah.
All right.
But instantly sees it, won't lose a single villager. Oh, this is really good. Great
stuff from
reaction.
TheMista here.
Micro step one down as well. Oh, this is so good for Mist actually. I thought they could find lots and lots of kills. Found one villager. Might find
the wood line,
some.
though.
Yeah, but I think he should pull away from that wood line. No? Oh, it becomes tricky. Okay, obviously some idle time forced. But yeah, simply the perfect reaction.
Still, a lot of his economy is idle here, and this takes the pressure off of VortiX's base for the time being. VortiX running out of food again, Nilly. He kept shifting from berries to berries to berries, and now he's going to have to add some more farms to keep up this production, but still pressuring Mr. at his base. Mr. Blacksmith still isn't up for him. Archers at the front being taken out by men-at-arms. They need to fall back.
Okay, that raid actually doing quite some damage here. I thought the Arbiters would deal a bit better with those men-at-arms. Still keeps a reasonable mass around, and lots of men-at-arms are dying. But still felt like Mista's income not looking pretty during that time.
Yeah, if we had like a worker efficiency stat here, we'd see it really, really low for Mista, as he had 11 villagers garrisoned in his town center. His gold villagers were also running away for a time. And VortiX is now capturing the sacred site over on the right side. He still has some men-at-arms forward, so Mista has to be careful about them. But it's Mista's turn now to start thinking about pushing forward once again.
Yeah, he has to. Dealt with this one quite reasonably. And now he has an army that's really good against what VortiX had. So maybe a tech switch could be an option here for VortiX. I think if he stays fully on men-at-arms, he might get countered too heavily.
Well, I guess the key is keeping the numbers low from Mista, right? We saw him engaging against them earlier with the men-at-arms, trying to keep that mass low. And he's in again with the men-at-arms to the wood line. Great stuff there from VortiX, keeping those in the stealth forest. The army from Mista ran around, and once again, the wood villagers need to abandon that wood line, going back to the town center, and the efficiency is just killing him at the moment.
Still had some abilities there for the defense, but yeah, stealth forest really helping. And, well, still having some in the front. Ooh, this is still really intense. Golden come pretty nice here for VortiX, who finally decided to go for some proper farming.
Man, the economy difference is way bigger than I thought. Between these two, VortiX is at 48, and Mista is at 60 somehow.
Yeah, French bonus. Faster working town centers, my friend. It's often underestimated, especially it scales up with the ages, so in Castle Age even faster. And we're in Castle Age for quite some time, and even without losses, French somehow getting ahead quite easily there.
All right, Mangonel now out from VortiX. So he's going to be able to, or 2 Mangonels out from him. So he's going to be able to push the Arbaletrier back. I don't know if Miss is going to run right into those shots. Another prelate from VortiX trying to head out for that relic on the left, but Mr. is doing a pretty good job with his knights. Tracking those and killing them.
Double Mangonel, now the perfect counter to what Mr. has, unless he gets onto some knights himself. Ooh, nice pick up at the right-hand side. Finds lots and lots of gold villagers there. Also neutralized the sacred side. And we just saw neither player basically with any eco upgrades, and the abilities are getting in at the right-hand side. Villagers won't be able to wall this one off.
Yeah, and if VortiX pushes all his army over to that right side to deal with that, there's another army waiting in the stealth forest here from Mista. Mista, after not doing too much damage to VortiX, and VortiX being up to the next stage first, is going to be able to collapse on these Mangonels here with the cavalry and take both of them out for free, Nilly.
Oh god, and as we all know, now with extra torch damage, now we see Mangonel at least getting one shot off, but that won't be good enough, and those men-at-arms will not be in time. Beautiful engagement for the Mista.
How did he swing this back so heavily in his favor? It feels like VortiX
Stealth
maybe
forest.
didn't have the macro behind it or something. He wasn't producing villagers or something, that, or lost some that we didn't see. But economy difference is huge now for Mista.
Moving out there without the vision is just such a major problem, and that's why we sometimes see Roos, right? Because you're guaranteed to have endless amount of scouts on this map already, and you see Mista still heavily on scouts. First of all, to get vision. Second, to kill those Mangonels, and it really helped him because he can simply judge the fights way better.
Ooh, if he gets to this wood line in the north, that's going to be big trouble for VortiX too.
It's only one
He's
knight.
heading over there. Only one knight, but there's more cavalry on the way. Oh, they're only scouts.
Yeah,
they're
it's
just
8 scouts, 1 knight. Yeah. Like,
Even the reinforcements, only scouts.
Okay, so villagers could pull, and I don't think too many should die. Like 3, 4 maybe, but lots of them should make it home. It's basically only the knight really having the damage output. I lost 1 will. Lost only 1
He's
will.
going to lose another Mangonel here, I think, against the scouts.
The repair is still relatively strong. Scouts are going in. Torch damage is flying in. Raid at the top. Now the shot against the Arbaletriers. Dodging quite nicely. Mangonel still alive. Repair still strong.
1 Mangonel does go down. I really love the fact Mista added those scouts in simply to snipe the siege. Great addition from him, and it's really paying off. And he still manages to keep his range army alive, so he's still in a fantastic position, and VortiX is just struggling to find answers against the mobility and against the stealth forest.
Yeah, he's just like, he feels surrounded, and he doesn't really have the vision. If you go into his POV, no idea what's happening at the right-hand side, no idea really at the front. At the top, like, the mill is giving him most of his vision. It's really troublesome.
Oh, that prelate. Oh, he almost got away with it, Nilly. He almost got away with it, that prelate, but will go down. The relic won't be in his control. I think the relics are kind of the only thing keeping VortiX in this game right now.
Yeah.
And keeping his production up.
Well, it's still like worth 15 villagers, right? It's
Yep.
crazy. Absolutely crazy. We had 52 villagers against 73. So if you exclude or include relics, villager advantage only around 5. Plus also more efficiency, right? So income, I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually higher for VortiX. Overall it is.
Now we have a stable switch coming in from VortiX.
Ooh. Against
He's going for
Abiliteers
Horseman.
already? Questionable.
Well, maybe... Are these to go forward with? Because you have the Mangonels in defense?
I don't really see that working too well. Oh, 3 Mangonels out there. Scouts are moving in again. Maybe some ground attacks. This is going to be a massive fight here. HP lost. Quite big connection at the left-hand side. That was horrible for Mr.
Those are some huge shots there from VortiX. Mista losing a few more. He will save his Mangonel here with the repairs. He saves 2 of them, Nilly.
Oh god, that was so good for VortiX. And it felt like, what was it, like 30 army against 50? And VortiX comes out ahead with barely any losses.
Great repairs there from VortiX. Great surround with his men-at-arms. Protecting those units. And of course, the massive shots on the army from Mista. So Mista is going to have to retreat once again. And VortiX can start building up his horsemen behind this.
So what is the army looking like? Pop 140. We have 39 Abiliteers, 19 scouts. On the other side, only 96 population. 27 men-at-arms and obviously 2 crazy Mangonels. And the production for VortiX? Horsemen only. Some men-at-arms.
Build it. The map control from Mista is great. I mean, he's even gone for an outpost on that gold that VortiX was taken to the right side. He's going for outposts in the stealth forest as well. There's red dots all over the map, and he's keeping his army hidden in the center here.
So good. So good. And you see VortiX, he has basically no vision. Look at how this is. He has no idea what... He could run into a full surround. He needs to leapfrog forward with more outposts. Or build some scouts himself. I don't understand how he's not having a single scout.
He did grab that relic, and he's trying to run away with the prelate. Mista is chasing it. That relic is actually kind of a big deal, but there's a big fight in the middle here. Scouts loop around for the Mangonels once again. They get 1, 2. That was a big shot, but not enough to win this fight for VortiX.
And Horsemen are such a good option against the Abiliteers here, but simply not in the numbers. And yeah, Mangonels not as well protected as last time. And it feels like VortiX has to retreat here. Also, the relic will actually make it home, so not chase till the end. So 3 relics now, and HRE, they are still happy to play the super long game. 95 population against 135 though. 40 population lead for the Mista.
Yeah, that gold income is going to be so big. It's going to keep VortiX in this game here. Keep his production up. Mista... Did Mr. go for a second town center? I don't think so, right?
Oh, especially with French, right? Your TC is already producing so quickly. You're sitting at 80 villagers. You want to go for some aggression. He has the wood and stone, but he also doesn't really need to protect his villagers simply because he has all the map control in the world. Decides to play 1 TC. How much gold
look at that.
does VortiX have also?
VortiX has 500 gold. Some more horsemen being cleared up there. But we look at villagers on gold, right? He's got plus 800 per minute. And he's got no villagers mining, so
Will be plus
love
900
to see
soon.
that.
Yeah. This is wood control isn't pretty, not really gold, not really stone. And he can't really expand here.
He's just trying to keep himself safe for the time being. He's been trying to keep himself safe for the last, what, 24 minutes? Because of that early rush from Mista. He had 1 counter raid, but that's it.
Yeah.
He built a barracks at 11 population, nearly.
This is, crazy
That
rush.
was crazy.
And it's still the hold that really shows you how evenly those two are matched.
Yeah.
Ay. Over 30 population lead here from
coming
Mista.
here from VortiX. I think Mista might have seen that, though. He was building the outpost in the middle. So might get an indication that this is coming. And yeah, Knights are going over to the right side now from Mista. So I think he knows this is happening. But look at all those gold villagers there.
Oh,
VortiX, that's the jackpot right there.
We'll find one villager. Spreads his horseman, actually. Quite surprising to me. We'll only find one villager kill so far. And now knights are around. I think he could have been more greedy.
He's kind of debated him a little bit, and the knights or the horsemen are heading into the eco now.
Debated him to get 0 villager kills. He's next to the town center and there are no vills.
It's true, there's no vills there. It's a ghost town.
Finds another one. And yeah, I thought this could be a raid that killed 20 villagers. Seems more like a raid that killed 3, 4 villagers and lost all your army. A double siege workshop as an aggression for Mr. now goes for Springles. Makes life so much easier if you have some Springles around to deal with the Mangonels. Still triple Mangonel here for VortiX. His Q, one more Mangonel, some more Spearmen. No more Horsemen. Okay, Q's Horsemen again.
He's going into big Spearman production now. And the Scouts and the Knights are knocking at the door over on the right side, but the Spearmen should be enough to deal with that. Maybe they can run around in circles for a little bit, but Spearmen look good over on the right side. Another Mangonel comes out from VortiX, and he's just building his army constantly.
I'm getting nervous here.
For
this
who?
Is like this is for both. For me. This is like there will be a massive fight happening soon. Like Mr., he's just waiting for the big fight. Getting some more siege, getting the towers, and VortiX, he has to free himself at some point. I think he has to fight within the next 2-3 minutes to gain some ground again.
Another villager goes down, attempting to build an outpost. This is like the, what, 20th outpost of the game for Mista right now. That will go down. Knights, or sorry, horsemen on the gold again, but the knights are there to respawn. Looks like a more valuable army than it actually is for Mista there, because there's a lot of scouts mixed in.
Yeah, scouts obviously slower than the veteran horsemen as well, now pulled away, and those are just hiding themselves again. Next raid at the right hand side, Spearmen clearing up some of the towers. Mista plays this one so patiently, but he knows, okay, I'm in the spot where you will run out of resource eventually, but also still 3 relics ticking away.
VortiX with 5 Mangonels.
98 military against 97, Dave. What are we witnessing? 69 economy, 100 military.
26 men-at-arms, 26 spearmen, 5 Mangonels, and horsemen on the way. But Springald's getting a good shot there against the Mangonel, and they take out one. The opening of this incredible battle we're about to head into. There's a lot of outposts behind. There's a lot of Arbaletier, whatever they're called, behind.
Oh, this is going to be big. Springald, some of them dying. Mangonels, they're at the top, still full HP. Arbaletiers wants to go back. Some shots there. Okay, some good connections, but we had the spread before. Spearmen now to deal with the cavalry. Cavalry running away. And this looks like a reasonable fight for VortiX.
It does. Mista needs to back up with his range units. He can't tank shots there, and every time he tries to go in for the Mangonel, the Spearmen are doing work, and there's some big shots, Nilly.
Oh, and that's not even the final form yet. Let's see Mangonels maybe going for some more shots. Indeed, they're connecting again. What a beautiful clear up here by VortiX.
Fantastic stuff, and there's no other army on the field really here from Mista. This was his big force. He's going to retreat. And VortiX has kind of bought himself enough time to clear out these outposts now.
Holy guacamole. And without any gold income, VortiX went up to 2.5k gold in the bank. Both players had above 100 military. After this, we have 50 for VortiX, 24 for Mista, and dropping.
Yep. And now VortiX is free to maybe raid a little bit again. He's got horsemen running around. Mista needs to deal with that. Mista needs to keep pulling his forces back. Springald is kind of exposed there for Mista now. VortiX working on the outposts. This game turned around with one big battle.
Oh, man. And population so low now. Both players were basically pop 200. 110 against 112. Holy moly. And now gaining some control of the fronts. VortiX now puts the gold onto the map again. Look at that massive queue. Like 4 Mangonels in the queue. Horsemen, Spearmen, Men-at-Arms, you name it.
Great patience from him. He waited until he had enough, and then he sent it out in one big ball. And Mista just couldn't deal with it. But he hasn't taken out the forward siege workshops. He hasn't taken out all of these outposts in the forest. And he's still kind of stuck in his base. So even after that big clear up there, Mista retains the map control.
Only now a monastery from TheMista. Would have loved to see him also get like 2, 3 sacred sites, 2 relics, all natural gold income that he didn't have to fight for. Just one active monk behind the scenes, something I would have liked to see.
Outpost in the north going down, 2 mangonels behind. He knows Mista likes to loop around and snipe those, so he needs to keep his spearmen close. And now mangonels from Mista added in to deal with the spearmen. Yeah,
I don't mind that at all. Some outposts now getting cleared up as well. We have the siege workshop or VortiX at the top. Adds another one. Is there a chance that we are running out of wood here if we have VortiX? Probably not on this map, right? But right-hand side is not really taking anything.
I think north is where he would want to focus there. Still not the greatest wood lines up there.
Star comes in with 2 nitrates. 2 knights at the right-hand side, 2 at the left-hand side.
This is like deja vu here, Nilly. Once again, we have the mangonel build up in exactly the same spot. Big army here from VortiX, and then army in the stealth forest from Mista.
Let's see if Mista maybe takes a better fight this time. Like, he's going for way more siege versus knights, which is nice. Plus, before the last engagement, lots of his units were low HP. And now he's going for new units, obviously full HP.
These relics are kind of disgusting. Like, look at the variety in his queue.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Is he not having enough production? 3 stable, 3 barracks, 2 siege workshops? It's like with that crazy queue, he could be pop limited. Look at this crazy queue.
Yep. He's got 6 buildings. No, 7 buildings producing at any given... No, 8 producing at any given time, right?
Yeah. He could easily double down on that. Mista on the other side, 1 mangonel in the queue. now a monk. Okay, queues up more stuff now as well. Check how crazy long they're staying in Castle Age in this one as well.
Yeah.
Whew, what a crazy game. Finally,
Sacred Site finally being captured there for Mista. Seemed like something you could have invested into much earlier.
Let's take a look. French Guild Hall. Okay, was used multiple times. So 420 food there. Okay, maybe the next big engagement happening here. Mangonels behind. Ooh, that could be some good shots here. Mangonels in the center. Infantry taking quite some losses.
Oh, boy. Those spearmen tanked a few big shots there, and the mangonels keep on firing. And now the mangonels are being closed in on by the cavalry from Mista once again. Springalds from VortiX, though. Taking out the mangonels from Mista. Still, he's going to have to retreat from this.
Indeed he does. Pop 145 for VortiX. Springle Tower helping out a bit as well. And that outpost 1 is burning. But still, lots of Springles here by VortiX. Really nice production. 150 pop against 136. Again, another fight that felt epic. But both coming out ahead. Or not, coming out basically in the same scenario.
Undecided.
Yeah.
VortiX, though, has another big wave coming.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the mangonel goes down from Mista, and VortiX has siege behind this. He has 3 mangonels there. He's got 4 Springalds. Only mangonel. 2 mangonels out from Mista. Make that 1 now that it got sniped. And the reinforcements, I think more production buildings from VortiX before this fight, and he would have already taken this position.
Wow, those Springles are the absolute heroes. How many mangonels they killed? They just killed 2, killed 4 earlier. So they found so many kills and so much control. Absolutely crazy. 130 population for VortiX. Even population again. Now double mangonel popping again.
He's got Springalds, though. And the Springalds have been doing work, and they'll start doing work once again. Mangonels come out from Mista, and mangonels go down. That was a big shot there.
Trying to retreat now. Mangonel shots are just flying in. Oh, God. He missed staying under this area for way too long, I believe.
What a great game we have here. So many big fights in this one area. And VortiX has pushed back, but the Mangonels come out at a terrible time for Mista, and both of them go down immediately. VortiX is taking control of this game.
Pop 120 against 134 here. VortiX still has gold taking away from himself. Those 3 relics just feel so crazy. VortiX production still endless. Absolutely endless. If only he knew how to build more than 3 barracks, he might have taken even better engagement. More horsemen, more scouts. On the other side, Mista goes for abiliteers and more knights. Regroups himself, but now he's the one without vision. Look at that. He doesn't really see the army and the stealth forest anymore.
Yep. The outposts are gone, my friend. The outposts that you spent so much time building earlier are gone, and there's a big army heading your way.
More than double the military count. 72 for VortiX, 36 for Mista. Yeah, that's more than double. And now, oh, big knight raid potentially at the top though.
Yep.
But not
see that heading
left.
around.
Oh,
I think VortiX.
All the villages to the right.
VortiX just needs to keep his Mangonels near the spearmen. They're very exposed at the moment, and the knights are in the north there. The knights probably looking for villagers though, and there's exposed villagers up there. As long as they don't kill the cathedral, I think VortiX is going to be happy, though. Because that's what's keeping him in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Although he now could take control of the gold in the front, but he doesn't really need to. Knights are coming in with the raid. Raid at the right-hand side could be more lethal, though. And this is a scary, scary push through the center here.
Yep, and that's a lot of farming eco, too, that you've invested in. North of your TC and over to the left, too. You've got to defend this position.
Oh,
try to take this fight. He can't. There's too much siege.
Oh no, Mista. What is his, like, does he even have siege workshops? He has 2 siege workshops. Oh, but so out of position. Just finished as well.
How did VortiX manage to get himself this position? Just great military management. Patience, Nilly.
Oh,
patience to build up the forces.
Every single fight.
Huge. Absolutely huge. There was some counter raids going on in VortiX's woodline. He hasn't noticed it yet. The knight's doing a lot of damage at the top too, but is it enough as this massive force continues to push into Mista's base? He can't engage with the knights. He can't engage with his range units, and his villagers are going to have nowhere to run as the siege, the Mangonels, the Springles continue to push.
God damn, that might be one of the best army controls I've seen in Age of Empires 4 yet. How he always got the shots in with the Mangonels, how he microed with the Springles, always getting the siege. Spearmen rarely out of position in those massive 100 army versus 100 army fights. Mangonels completely killing all the villagers here as well. VortiX on the verge of taking the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, VortiX is doing such a good job keeping these spearmen and the horsemen right beside his siege so that Mista has no opportunity to snipe it. I think he's thinking about looping around from the north and sniping some of them, but that's a last-ditch desperation attempt from Mista, and he's going to be pushed back once again. VortiX, what fantastic control over his military this game.
Absolutely crazy indeed, and all the raids are cleared up at home. Now losing your starting town center, and 2 other landmarks are there. He knows he can't defend them. GG. Wow. One of the best games of the qualifier.
That was sick, man. That was sick. I mean, Mista with the super aggression early. VortiX with the calm defense, getting up to the 3rd age really quickly. And then Mista keeping map control through the middle. We had, what, 4 big battles in the same spot. Counter raids, but VortiX, the more patient player, relying on his relics. And that's what carried him through.
Just imagine how this game started. Remember, this started with an early barracks spearman rush. Of a French player. Someone I've never seen before. Full control. Contest of the relics as well. And then those massive fights. The timeline just writing the story for us.
Man, crazy stuff there. You love to see it. I love how, like, 3 of those battles were carbon copies, right? You would come forward, get big Mangonel shots. Mangonels would be cleared up, and then he'd go and build up again.
Oh, man. And villagers, Mista was constantly ahead, but it just feels like gold income. Look at that, 25 to 30k gold. And that was VortiX, who mined 4k gold. So he got 21k gold out of those relics. Right? He only had 1 single gold mine.
No, yeah, he only took the one that Mista outpost early.
Sick.
The one
So
to the
sick.
left. That's it. Because Mista, he couldn't even take the one to the right. Mista had map control there. He had an outpost there for a very long time. Kept sending military in that location. But I think one of the biggest mistakes here from Mista, Nilly, was letting him get that relic. That was kind of in the middle near the stealth forest on the left-hand side, the third relic. That, imagine, like, without that, could he have produced as much siege as he had? Maybe minus 2 or 3 Springolds or Mangonels in those big fights, and that could sway the fight in Mista's favor.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think like the relic control, well, he contested those, but the battle or the small skirmishes for the relics after heavy investments, right? We saw like 4 or 5 prelates also going down to take those. Ecologist with $20 for the donation. I will take a quick hippo break, and then we are back pretty soon with game number 4. I can already tell you, Civilizations, King of the Hill with French against Mongols. King of the Hill. Should be a really aggressive game.
Mongols, okay. Are you going to mute me, Nilly? Or are you just going to leave me on here? Let's see. Let's unmute the stream. Oh, he left me on here. Big mistake. Oh my god. Huge mistake. All right, guys. Are there any Nilly fans in the chat? I need you to show your support while he's in the washroom, because he's not a very good sellout. Right? I need you to show your support. If you're a Nilly fan, I'm going to need you to subscribe. If you're a fan of the players, I'm going to need you to donate towards this this qualifier prize pool, please. Don't do it. You'll be banned. Nilly would never ban me from anything. He loves me too much. He'll never tell you that, but trust me. I've seen the way he looks at me. I'm a Dave fan. What now? Well, that's your first mistake, my friend. That's just a slow decline from that point. If I'm a Dave fan, I send bits. Yep, lots of bits. Thank you very much. Who's Dave? Okay. There we go, Hui. There we go. We got a Nilly fan in chat. I like it. Merwas, there we go. 29 months. Imagine that. 29 months you've been subscribing to someone, and he's not even here. When you press the button, where is it? He's taking a hippo break. A hippo break. Imagine. Calling a bathroom break a hippo break. What is he, 5? Ghost of Yoda, there you go. Woiga, there you go. Kess, there you go. Hospert, there you go.
What's going on here, Dave? Did you catch some people?
Yeah, we got a few of them. Yeah.
Sicko.
Yeah. You know me.
I know you. But you still surprise me.
Oh, that's good. But do I surprise Professor Strategy?
He's good.
Yeah, I made a decision not to invite Professor Strategy to N4C, the main event anyway.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not going to mention him because I feel like that would drive... He's intimidating for some people, especially casuals.
Do you think he should not talk during the main event?
Yeah, he's here in the qualifiers now.
He should go for some strategy discussions.
Hello, Professor Strategy. Hi, it's been a few weeks.
Good evening.
What would you have done last game?
Oh, last game was a pleasure to watch. Quite some excitement in those fights. I think that the forward siege workshops were kind of a dilemma. Simply because if you lose control, your reinforcement is not really pretty. And you don't have a great mechanic to get onto lots of siege again. After you lost all those units at the front already. I would have liked those siege workshops a bit more in the stealth forest.
Chad, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have invited him at all. I made a mistake, Chad, help. Someone donate ridiculous amounts of money so you can go back to normal.
Okay, they're launching into the next game. Mista needed a small pause. Mongols against French. Negative subs, yeah.
Imagine you could pay to take revenue away from a streamer.
It's okay. I dislike this stream so much. By me watching, they will get a sub reduction.
Yeah. That's a new definition of hate watcher.
Nice.
Pay Twitch to take money away.
Nice. 420 to go.
Nice.
Damn, you got a lot of them, Dave.
Did I?
Yeah, that jump.
What'd I do?
Lots of Jonah, for example. 5 gifted
you?
subs by him. Then we had Uncorrelated, Hey, Mervas, Hosbert, Cass, Benjamin Kaffeemacher, Voige, Lex, Helmers AU, BMTW, Twitch. Blew in as well. The Oriate, Last for Alliance, and Zeta Petboard. You all got debated by Dave. Shame on you, and thanks.
Yep.
Got him.
So, Nilly,
Dave?
do you enjoy curling?
You know that I curled and was really good at it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's kind of a free browser game.
I saw you play that.
I want someone to challenge, dude. We should have a show match. Me against you in the curling free browser game from like 1998.
Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, obviously. We can do that.
We can go hard, man.
Oh, hard swiping.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the only time I'd swipe right for you. I mean left.
Flex, I mentioned you. Okay. Philip flies in with $100. Yeah. Did you just say it's the only time I would swipe right on you?
And then I said left. Because I meant left. I meant I'd always swipe right for you. You know.
Okay.
Like on the apps.
Are you talking about my apps?
Like, which one are you on the apps?
Not anymore.
What are like the German apps called? Like is it like Ginder?
Bratwurst Lovers is one that I was on. And
Deutsch Love?
Yeah. That's another one. Then we had Find Love with Schmetterlings.
Find Love with Schmetterlings?
Yeah.
That was the name?
Yeah, that was one of the apps.
Wow, Germans are so romantic, dude.
Yeah. Lex, thanks for the gifted sub as well. I'm not that creative. No.
German Tinder is simply called, and then you put like a 25-letter word there. Yes.
Try to pronounce it, Dave. Try to pronounce it.
In honor of the Holy Roman Empire last game, getting the victory, I will try to pronounce this. Streichholzschlagtilchen.
Okay. Reasonable.
Reasonable, yep.
Yeah. And we had another 5 gifted sub from War Elephant 47. Interesting that there are 46 War Elephants before him.
Sometimes the names are taken though, right?
Yeah.
Like my very first ever gamer name, as we have 40 seconds left here in the countdown, was 50th Jam. And I wonder who took the first 49. Yeah.
My first nickname also was Sex69. Because there were 68 sex before me.
I'm sure your parents were proud.
They weren't.
You were probably like vegan _ German _ funny _ username _ 12. XX. Got him.
God.
I knew it.
Okay, Jump Thunder with the sub as well. Let's jump into game number 3. VortiX after a crazy game, leading 2-1. And King of the Hill. Very special map in a lot of senses. Let's take a look at that together. So, first of all, we have very limited gold and stone around our base. Lots of gold and stone, especially the big veins, are all in the center. Then, we only have 2 small wood lines surrounding ourselves, but big wood lines a bit further away. Pretty good spawn there for both players, actually, having the big wood lines reasonably close. And there's only one single sacred site, so aggression through the center, not unlikely.
Mongols against French. Which one do you prefer here?
Typically, Mongols have been performing pretty damn well. Simply because a tower rush through the center and some early spearmen can perform really, really nicely. So I just think pressuring the gold, some spearmen and towers will make life close to hell for a French player.
I guess we'll get an indication of whether Mista wants to do that based on his early scouting. Right now, he's actually heading to the corner now. So he's going to switch around and try and find VortiX's forward gold. And it is kind of forward. So it's a little bit exposed. Well, it's not really forward, but it's pretty exposed over there on the right-hand side.
But some cliffs as well. So maybe from the left-hand side, not really an option.
Lots
Interesting
of sheep
approach
already.
here. Yeah, look at that. How many sheep VortiX has? And Mista on the other side, very unfortunate, and opens with a pasture. I've seen him do that in 3v3s, but not in a 1v1 game yet.
Is it just because he can't find the sheep? Like, how many carcasses does he have underneath there?
It doesn't look pretty, honestly.
It's like 2, maybe?
I can scout. I could see 2, yeah, and just 1 spawning. So he was
Oh,
really
wow.
unfortunate. Holy moly.
Yikes.
Yikers.
I mean, he's got a lot of floating rocks next to his town center. I love the graphics on that gold. But lack of sheep for sure. Do you see them? They're like levitating.
Not really.
Right next to the town center.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean, the villagers better not get too close.
Triple
They're
A
taking
game.
their lives in their hand. Oh, he went right under it.
Dodged. Signs, by the way.
Signs? Signs of what?
Oh, gravity is a lie.
Oh, okay. Cool. Death counter was right.
Are you are you a person that believes in gravity or what?
Okay, let's get back to the game. We've got School of Cavalry coming up. Big surprise there from VortiX. School of Cavalry wants to go in some early pressure with the Knights likely. And double pasture for Mista. Just simply because he has no sheep. And VortiX is even taking 3 more sheep from Mista's side of the map.
So sick. So sick. He had like 13 earlier.
Yeah.
3 on the town center, 10 still to take as well. Still 10. So it's like, it feels like 17 sheep
Yep.
against maybe 4? I don't even know what the total amount of sheep is. Maybe chat can tell us.
I think Mista only got 3 or 4 for sure. It's hard to judge because they've been coming out from the pastures, right? So, and there's the deer stones for Mista right next to his town center.
It's really unfortunate. Ooh.
Dude, VortiX is not going to need any food for so long. There is so many sheep gathered under here.
Yeah, crazy. And he still goes for the mill, so still professional scouts behind this. I don't think he needs a farm before minute 40. 24 sheep on all 1v1 maps, excluding Mongolian Heights, I assume, right? But 24. So it might be like 18 to 6? Oh, it felt like even less. 6. Finds another one. Rough opening.
1 sheep only, though, he's bringing in. Is there anything left on the map for him to grab? I don't even think so.
Not like they had poor scouting. VortiX sees quite a bit. Mista a bit less. Still, like, that feels really unfortunate for him. He questions the scouting pattern there towards the left-hand side. Obviously, some spawning in the center. It was VortiX with double scout opening, but Mr. only played with his Khan. Really, really paid off for VortiX in this one.
All right, so Knight is on the way from VortiX. We're looking at Mista's economy. There's not really anything vulnerable or super vulnerable for VortiX to hit yet, but he can keep map control with the Knights early. And I guess the question for me is, what does Mista do? And indeed, he is going for a barracks right now. So he's going to be going into Spearman.
Archer range very early from VortiX against that one, though. So Spearman could be punished quite a bit. Obviously, endless amount of stone already in the bank. So Spearman production should be pretty smooth.
And Mista will confirm that there are some Knights on the field, chasing after his Khan, taking a couple shots to the face, but that Khan's really, really weak. And the archers are going to do wonders if there's just a couple Knights and then some archers mixed in against simply Spearmen. However, VortiX is adding a stable and will be able to add some horsemen of his own to catch those archers off guard.
Okay, scout moving away, but obviously healing afterwards. The question is, when is VortiX really moving out? How many archers is he waiting for? He knows that lots of army is out here, but he will be surprised by the low amount of army from TheMista as well.
I like the way those spearmen like leaped in the air before they stabbed the horsemen, you know?
Yeah.
It's great.
Animation is crazy sometimes. That like all like they actually look people fight and see the full animation. Pretty sweet.
Okay, going out with 2 archers now. Because he saw the spearmen from Mista. Where are the horsemen from Mista? The horsemen are in production, and it's double horsemen. So 2 immediately coming. 2 more will follow that shortly. And archer positioning for VortiX here is going to be really important. He needs to keep them by his knights. And he needs to head out with the correct amount. He can't just head out with these 4. They will definitely get picked off.
Remember though, TheMista, only the early horsemen will go for 6 and only then the upgrade. So probably doesn't really want to fight before that. And VortiX just plays this really defensively. I don't think he can really move out to the area at the left hand side. No,
I like that wall. I really like that wall from VortiX. He's going to put it in between the mountains there, and he's going to focus all the pressure in from the north here. If he completes it, though. Okay, the villager is working again. Perfect.
Okay. He was just blocking for a small second, and now we see archers and knights just protecting this one. VortiX obviously doesn't need to focus on those deer too much simply because he had so many sheep early on. Feels like 2 scouts are enough. Now the blacksmith will mean VortiX more HP. Now the archer's a bit out of position.
Archer's out of position. They're trying to pick off the spearmen so the knights can work on the horsemen. The horsemen getting some good hits, though. Spearmen still falling for Mista, and there's still a number of archers alive. I say that as 3 of them go down immediately. Mista with a pretty good engagement there. VortiX needs to abandon that wood line and move it somewhere else.
Wow, Mr. 16 military, 10 only for VortiX, and slight villager advantage, but that is kind of it. And we felt that fight should go way better for VortiX, but simply having the archers in the front and couldn't really snipe the spearmen.
Going for a gate now. So maybe thinking about... Well, he's just going to grab the carcasses for now, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now it tries to squeeze through. Town center could maybe help out a bit if we try to take an engagement there. I don't really think that's in the interest of Mista, though.
Yeah. The longer this goes, the more they build up these units. It feels... I like VortiX's composition a little bit better. If Mista can't do damage early, simply because if you get that archer mass, you can start sniping the spearmen, and of course the knights are just the strongest unit on the field right now.
But something that I didn't expect. Look at the reserve of Mista. I have no idea. He built so much army. And
Mongols,
still,
man.
Mongols, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Is that even an option?
And that's off of like only gathering 3 or 4 sheep and adding those pastures early too. Really great stuff. And now he goes for the step readout. And he's going to be going up to H3.
Oh, and then it is the full Lancer play, already adding some more knights. Fully on gold now. Oh, this looks like quite some nice aggression, and still has the full control here in the center as well. VortiX now pulls his villagers away. I think the woodline to the left-hand side could have been really nice for him. Did scout it earlier on. Now goes far to the back. Okay, I like that one as well.
Second straight game in a row, Nilly, that we've had Mista applying a lot of pressure and holding VortiX completely inside his base.
VortiX, 200 food, 75 gold. So Castle Age shockingly far away. Goes for more archers and more knights. Makes lots of sense. I think he won't even expect the TheMista to be up that quickly. Look at that. 60% already.
And here comes the deer stones. Rolling its way slowly across the map.
Even faster reinforcements, and those knights aren't actually too slow. And look at that, now banking up the stone. That means not only 2 knights, no, likely to be 3 knights, maybe even 4 knights pretty soon. And that's way more than VortiX can handle at the start.
Yep. And it feels like if VortiX keeps these villagers over here with no defenses on the woodline, he's going to have to keep his army over here too, and the gold is still exposed on the right side. So Mista, if he splits his forces, uses his mobility, I think he can get some good damage.
Wall's still helping out. He can see the attack happening. But now Castle Age, let's take a look. The Royal Knights are chasing this one down. Mista just runs. And Castle Age, Khan, just crazy good against Feudal Age army. VortiX now charging up to take one big fight. Will maybe even grab the deer stones.
Ooh, Mista housed. Okay, he completes it. He's fine. He's going to get that production rolling. And the spearmen are caught really off guard here. Really out of position.
But get one slice in and now get away. Not a single spearman falling. Now the lancers are coming. Remember, those are Castle Age units. The rest is basically Feudal Age. And we just want to wait for some more. Oh, 3 popping any second. And then...
Oh man, go ahead, Nilly. Go ahead.
And then we should probably take the engagement here as the TheMista.
Dude, I was on VortiX's point of view. Oh my god, that's so stupid. Mongol's house. You're right. So dumb.
VortiX, he plays all in. 7 on gold. Now the ram at the front, archer knight, but he will have close to the Royal Knight numbers as the lancers. I don't think this one will pay off. Even 2 rams over one another. Then prepares for the push. Might find some villager kills, but actually not a lot of chances here. Step read up, not achieving anything right now. Now the lancers are coming in. This is a massive fight.
Lancers coming in from the other side too, engaging against the archers. The ram is heading towards the stable on a solo mission there. The knights are actually doing quite well against the cavalry here from Mista, but the lancers are doing work on the right side, and they're going to loop around and continue to hit those archers. And we still have production coming closer from Mista. Can he successfully clear up this army from VortiX?
The problem is now the knights are going down, lancers are clearing up everything, archers are getting cleared up, and we see VortiX realizing he can't fight this one off. And Mongols, with a horrible start, somehow playing with the magic of the Ovu and pastures.
Good stuff there from Mista. Early pressure. VortiX couldn't get any damage on the economy, and even with the sheep situation, he managed to get up to H3 faster and get those lancers out. Do you think it was correct for VortiX to go for professional scouts there with all those sheep under his TC?
It simply isn't such a big investment, right? With French, and you set yourself up so nicely for the long game. I think the big problem was simply that he lost like 6 archers there. 2 at the front, 4 afterwards. And that just made the spearmen so much better, which then made the horsemen better. And that's why VortiX had to camp so heavily, and Mista could play the full greed style.
Yep. Well, we go into a game number 5 here, correct?
Correct. With the score of 2-2. Exactly the dream scenario that we were hoping for. And we were saying This is most likely going to be the best set of the day, and they are delivering. Ooh. Damn. Didn't need a girl for good or wood. Yeah. It's a really good map there. Very compact base. The Mongol Dream. Let's put in the W for Mongols there. And the L for Ren. VortiX still has Mongols though. Let's remember that. And we have Hill and Dale as game number 5.
And one player has HRE and the other does not.
What would you go for if you don't have HRE as an option?
That's what your job is.
I already looked at the civilizations. I would say HRE are completely overrated, and we have seen some great performances from Delhi. And since the Nubi River is not in the map pool, I would say Delhi Mirror is the only reasonable option here. If they go for anything else, they are not very educated in the game, and they should get some $500 coaching from me.
Wow.
Hopefully the admin sent me the right link. So Delhi Mirror going to happen on Hill and Dale. So lots of fighting for the sacred sites. Absolutely an option. That's crazy how much there's on the line for this one.
Is it 5K?
It's 5K min cash. Plus flights, plus food, plus hotel, plus all the fame, meeting the people, the chance to cash more. I think it might be like a value from over 10K in a single best of 7.
Meeting me is worth at least $50.
Yeah, that's why I calculated 9,950 and then I added you.
Okay. Did you subtract the fee for pretending to get along with you, or?
I think they will pretend to have like language barriers. Every single time, like behind the scenes, they're chatting with you. I enter the room.
Dude, that's so smart.
Mi scusi.
Mi scusi. Mi scusi. Okay.
Like Marilo, like mi
sounds pretty scuzzy to me. I don't know.
Mi scusi. 4:30 to go. So they just started to click, but obviously we have a 5-minute spec delay.
Yeah.
All the games in the main event are going to be so sick. So sick. And we've seen like the dominant players there, Marino and BC Cutie. They will face each other. ViPer DeMusliM waiting. One of the two guaranteed to now join as well. And honestly, with how they are playing, the loser of this match is my top favorite for the next qualifier.
Okay.
We got Pillars flying in with another $100. We can give
Pillars!
you an update a bit on the price pool there.
That's my boy. You're holding up the community, Pillars.
Would you say he's
a great job?
Would you say he's a
no
of the community?
Nope.
Okay.
What's the total at now, Nilly?
$870.
$870. Chat, it could be up to 1,000. We're just $130 off from that mark. You could be the cool guy that donates $130 to go towards all of the players in these qualifier rounds. Now, this will be split between those players, and they really need that cash. These tournaments are brought to you by viewers like you.
Actually true. Yeah. Dave more hype than in-game? Yeah, he used to work in marketing. I think the greatest sellout that he ever did was, are you cheering for ViPer? Start to sub. Are you cheering for Doubt? Start to donate. And people were flying in like crazy.
Yeah. it's shameless. It really is. It's completely shameless.
Yep. 131 because 1% goes to PayPal. Feels bad, man. It's the total amount still. But okay. So we have 100 again. Don't quit too soon next time. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Thank you so much, BMFT Twitch. Or BMF Twitch. Thanks for another 100.
What does BMF stand for?
Big Mighty Fan.
Big Money Factory, maybe.
Oh. Yeah.
Yo, Wits Cats with $4.99 too. What, $4.99, bro?
Too cheap to give a full
Round it up.
$5.
It's not a sub. Thank you for the $4.99.
Wits Cuts. Thank you. BMF Twitch. Thanks for another 100. How is the best of 9 going to be with 8 civs? We will do the full draft in the first 8 games, and game number 9 pre-pick.
Random,
exactly. We have random feature by then. And if it's Chinese against
9,
Mongols, we just pack our stuff, let them play out, and like let production crew already start drinking.
Yeah.
Or maybe just flip a coin. Like 9th game. How do you donate? Link down below. 1 minute to go. Rock, paper, scissors? Nah, you can't like... That's unprofessional. Unless you do best of 3 rock, paper, scissors.
No.
Yeah.
I think if we're having a best of 9, it has to be at least a best of 7 rock, paper, scissors.
Otherwise it would feel foolish.
Yeah, completely foolish.
Curling, yeah. Pockets, thank you. Why
What's
not
the total
random
of the
Civ
donations
mirror?
so far?
I don't
It's
think...
almost $1,000, BMF. You need to turn on those machines, all right? Get the factory working. We need more. How much more do we need? $25 maybe?
Dave, aside from the... Dave. Oh, that's a question for you. Dave, aside from the prize pool, what sets N4C apart from the other AoE4 tournaments?
It's a LAN. We're bringing members of the community together that haven't met each other yet. There's 100... Oh, aside from the prize pool. It's a best of 9 finals. It's got me in it. As soon as I said it's got me in it, the villager here said,
Okay, female or male villager?
Female.
Okay.
Of course, clearly.
How old?
Well, I'll ask her that as soon as I get to know her a little bit better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not really the opening question. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. You know that? Wow, Billy the Kid flies in with the $100. Huscano with $10. Thanks for your crazy support.
What I'm talking about, Billy.
Sorry,
that's what I'm talking about. All right. Now we need you to use your mom's credit card a little bit more, okay?
Okay, so Hill and Dale, beautiful map where you start on a plateau. There, sometimes a missed generation where both players start on the same plateau. That's a generation that we have banned in this tournament, though. You have typically 3 entrances. Sometimes it bugs a bit for 4 that we sometimes allow as well. So the pretty standard thing here. And down on the bottom, we have 5 relics. Although we have 2 relics kind of closer to 1 player, 3 in the center, 3 sacred sites, and a Delhi mirror. And we're already going for early mosque of both players.
Yep. We got the researches coming in. Efficient production on the way to make the production a little bit more efficient. And then, of course, Piety following that up to get some more HP onto the scholars. Man, that gold position is kind of far away for VortiX there.
At the top, yeah. Well, I think it might just be the
camera
camera angle.
Is really forward. Yeah, true. True.
Could also go for the 8K in the back if you wanted to. And the one at the front is more ugly, I would think.
Yeah.
Also, walling is not that pretty with the berries around.
Yeah, those berries are in a really rough spot there for Mista. But I guess if you look at Vortex base, his berries aren't even in it, so...
base, not berries, not
The ones
int.
at the front.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. Has 2 on his plateau. The other ones, yeah. So a bit better for Mr. there for sure. And now we're advancing to the Feudal Age, Storm of Faith. No big surprise here by VortiX. And Mr. probably a bit later, was a bit late on gold. But shouldn't be the biggest difference. And then the big question, what units are we going for?
Yeah.
I think with this distance, horsemen feel reasonably likely.
And how fast do you send the scholars out to try and capture these?
Well, you need to have the upgrade first, right? Sanctity, then needs the full 3 minutes. Probably your first click. So probably like at minute 8, you can start contesting the sacred sites. Really, maybe spearmen as well to simply create some walls around it. Still no barracks.
This is going to be a little bit behind VortiX here, but it's still going to be fairly close. And yeah, I'm looking at that gold spot there. It's really ugly for Mista if he doesn't get a wall in the middle. And like you said, those berries are going to be in a ugly position. So he'll need a wall at the top of the hill, I think.
But it is a mirror, right? And early Feudal Age, unlikely that a lot of army is storming up there and you don't have any defense at all without really seeing it or already being heavily behind. And now we see 5 villagers on his landmark for TheMista. On the other side, 3 from VortiX, starting a bit earlier, but the timing will be reasonably similar for both of them. Wheelbarrow finishing for both players. Increasing their efficiency there. Forestry already finished as well. More sheep coming home. And now the barracks on Mister's side. VortiX. Then after scouting this, maybe going for an archer range. Goes for a stable.
Not going for anything yet. Okay, there's the stable. So early horsemen, like you thought. And it's going to be barracks for Mista. VortiX is going to run away with the scout. He's trying to be a little bit annoying with that. Oh, he's still going after the villager. Okay. Just loop around a little bit.
3 more hits
but
needed.
you never get that one, right?
Okay. Yeah, well, opponent has to be really sloppy. Yeah, so close to the town center as well. Would really surprise me. And we open double spearmen. Then probably going for the hardened upgrade. Horsemen will get some control. First scholars in production, and we now have the archery range. So VortiX goes for quite some aggression. Horseman archer mix.
And on the other side, it is going to be, well, no spearmen in the queue currently, but there's only 1 out on the field right now for Mista, and then horsemen as well. So horseman spearmen against horseman archer.
Okay. Well, then most of the time archers will get some snipes in, but once the spearmen close down the distance and horsemen have to get in front of those archers, it will get really ugly. So lots of micro needs to be shown there. And now the scholars leaving the mosque. Still 1 minute 44. No, they're not going for the sacred sites. They're just going for the faster building speeds. So more horsemen, more archers on the map.
What a thrilling start to this game here, Nilly.
Okay.
I agree.
Second stable here by TheMista. So he has a clear plan on how he wants to approach this. Would love to see a blacksmith as well, but not something we see. Now villagers or the scholars out of the mosque actually sends it into the second stable. Really surprising to me. And goes basically full horseman. Against only horseman archer. Works out pretty well.
Yeah, especially if your opponent doesn't have a barracks already down to start the production as soon as they see that, right? Great stuff there from Mista, and both the archer range and the stable have a scholar inside from VortiX as well. So fast production from both.
And VortiX probably only scouted the barracks, has no idea about the double stable, so he will be really caught off guard. I think I like Mr. Spot here.
Good vision there from Mista with that scout. He sees the horsemen, he sees the archers, he saw all the numbers. He's going to keep it in the middle here and keep an eye on that army.
One
And
spearman.
of course, VortiX doesn't know that he's keeping an eye on this.
Yeah. There's another way around, way smaller. But now the first scholars out trying to go for some control of those sacred sites. But those will be extremely contested. I think, yeah, we had a slow build-up. But from here on, it should be lots and lots of fighting. Because if you give up the sacred sites, you're in a heavy deficit.
And VortiX just spotted. VortiX spotted the horsemen from Mista. And that's a big investment on the horsemen. It's like double the numbers that Mista has currently. So he's going to have to be really careful with his archer positioning in this fight as VortiX denied the sacred site, and the horsemen are now coming in for the archers, and the horsemen are engaging against the horsemen from VortiX.
Some healing behind this, but not the craziest one. Trying to micro back a bit. Feels like that one scholar behind is already so efficient. Not really sure why Mista is not pulling his scholar. Probably wants to go for the sacred site, but if he loses that fight, he won't control the sacred site. Still a reasonable hold for VortiX. But Mista seems to have the better numbers overall.
He's just got the better production, right? And there's more reinforcements streaming in, and we look over at VortiX's point of view, and it's just not enough.
Oh, simply not having the vision there, and the double stable caught him off guard. So many low HP horsemen there. I think maybe some healing could be an option. Gets more control of the sacred site. VortiX has the one at the top, one at the bottom. Got shut down because the horseman intercepted. Really good opening for the Mista. He sits at 19 military, 13 on VortiX side.
Okay, so Mista's going to look for this scholar in the north here, and the scholar is just desperately trying to hide. Mista immediately goes for the stealth force and says, hey, is he in here? No. Okay.
Way scout around. Sends maybe too many horsemen for my liking here.
Yeah, and he loses the scholar in the middle.
Oh, without the return kill. Hide and seek. VortiX 1-0.
VortiX.
Okay, finally the blacksmith. We have armor against archers, but nothing else.
Mista's completely cut production.
Really? Oh,
he's banking res.
Really good resources indeed.
Yeah.
Nothing in the queue anymore, but Barry is running out pretty soon. As we mentioned, still has access to 2 other berries on his plateau.
This is a bit of a risk, though, I feel, because now it's double barracks production from VortiX. He still was making some horsemen. He just cut it right now, and he still has archers. So if Mista's not careful, he could potentially be overwhelmed here. He is applying pressure, though, near VortiX's base, and he's just kind of keeping the military at home for the moment.
VortiX not going for Feudal Spearman, though. What's happening here? Why does it show normal Spearman?
I think he did get the upgrade.
Okay, then it's just a bug in the overlay. Okay. So it was normal Spearman, and then the new queued up ones are veteran. Okay.
Yeah.
Small mistake in the overlay there.
And there's the House of Learning for Mista.
Okay. Built it with only 6 villagers, though. VortiX, 150 food, 600 gold. Will take him quite some time. Mista, I think he needs to go for army, though. I don't think you can survive till Castle Age and not build anything.
VortiX with another good snipe in the north there, I believe, with the horseman. No! Mista is going to be able to save that scholar. And VortiX will try and save that scholar once again. Not so lucky this time.
Not so lucky this time indeed. And now lots of pressure. Those berries, as we mentioned earlier, quite vulnerable. Also the gold being pushed back. Exactly what you anticipated early on. Barracks will be denied as well. And that's a lot of resources that the Mista can't put on the map. Has 3 barracks, but only 2 finished. This won't be the craziest of productions.
And this is what we were talking about, right? You take a risk when you go for that earlier transition, and you completely cut military. And VortiX is punishing him right now.
But how hard? Killed 2 villagers, maybe? And Mista is now up. Uh-oh. VortiX has to find more damage here.
Not enough spearmen in the middle. Horsemen actually doing work there, getting some kills. The Spearmen are getting some good damage, but like you said, Mista is now in the third age, and the Horsemen from VortiX looking for villagers. They're not finding anything.
Oh, they're finding 6 idle villagers next to the House of Learning, so that's certainly good. Also still not used. The macro of Mista simply not on point here. And the army amount non-existent. We had 10 military, 30 villagers. And on the other side, 42 villagers, 33 army. This is a full feudal pressure from VortiX, and it's paying off.
Damn, dude. Mista shouldn't have cut production, I guess. Maybe a minute too early, going up to the next stage. Yeah. Maybe a little bit too ambitious. I mean, he's going to be able to push this force back now. Like you said, the economy difference is huge. It's 31 against 44. And now it's VortiX's turn to start banking some gold and thinking about going into H3, although he has 1,000 wood in the bank.
Yeah, bit of miss macro there for sure. Could maybe go for some more deer. Now goes for the berries at the front. Pulled 11 villages away from wood. Maybe some market use would be nice. Indeed, that's what's happening. And as you just saw, the resources move around there. And VortiX will click up, I would think, within the next minute.
Good save there from Mista in the south. That Scholar is very, very weak. As VortiX recaptures that, and I'm sure as soon as he goes away, Mista will be right back there with the Scholar once again.
Tricky moves here. Horsemen now need to go back. Men-at-Arms obviously incredibly good against the full Feudal Age army. I don't think that VortiX wants to stay in there, really. I think it's mainly to buy himself some more time. I think he could run around a bit more. That one just feels like he's trading off his full army. Not too bad. He's doing way better than I thought.
Yep. He takes out one and then he backs away. Still has control over 2 sacred sites. And he denied the one in the south, so decent resource income here for VortiX.
Certainly. Village advantage, 48 against 35. Plus 2 sacred sites to none. Relic count, maybe something we can take a look at a bit later. So far, it doesn't seem like anything. And 18 villagers on the House of Learning. Production should be pretty good for VortiX soon. Goes for some crossbow. Can't really afford too much.
Mista is still 3 minutes away, I think, from the +3 upgrade.
It's a 5-minute upgrade, so yeah, makes lots of sense. And also, lots of the scholars probably sent away, trying to collect some relics, trying to contest some of the sacred sites. Just feels like crossbow alone should perform really well against Mista here.
Yeah. And you heard his economy pretty bad, so it's hard for him to switch or make switches that easily, right? It's going to be much easier for you. Right now, his entire army is basically running after these spearmen, and the horsemen from VortiX can now focus in the south and maybe gain control of that sacred site again. He's sending another scholar down that way. Still has to do something about this army coming into his base, but he's already got the crossbowmen ready behind, so he should be able to defend there.
Yeah, spearmen in front probably, some crossbow behind, some men-at-arms now being mixed in as well. The trade that would go reasonable for him, I believe, and if he just waits for like 8 crossbow, I think it would even be a winning fight. Those men-at-arms, do they want to commit? Not really, and the +3 attack won't really do too much for you if you can't really take the engagements.
Oh, is Mista going for the Wallow? Uh-oh, run away.
Oh, actually, went in there again. And, oh no, that scholar might actually die at the end of the group. Crossbowman will find the kill there. Pretty nice snipe for VortiX. And he simply has the perfect army now. Some spearmen to deal with the lancers and crossbows to deal with those men-at-arms.
VortiX still floating so much wood, Nilly. It's been floating wood forever. Maybe needs a few more farms or something, some food eco here.
The waypoint is there, yeah. Harry's running dry for Mista at the front. Could go to the left-hand side. Actually went for deer far out on the left-hand side. Contest the sacred side at the top again. But no army around it, so can't really control it for too long. Military count 43 for VortiX, 21 only for the Mista. He's 40 population behind, Dave.
Yep. The
Oh.
early Castle Age army looked good, but now the economy is starting to catch up with him, right? VortiX can keep up the production much better than he can. Crossbows are behind. He's got some units in front, but Mista looping the cavalry around. Getting some good hits, and of course the men-at-arms are doing work at the front, so not too bad of a fight. I mean, VortiX is going to have to retreat, but Mista, it's going to be harder for him to replace these units than it will be for VortiX.
Yeah, and it's so easy to micro with those crossbowmen now, and so many of those men-at-arms are hurt. We have some raid with the horsemen in the back, not the most important thing. Sacred Site being neutralized at the top. Great moves here by VortiX, and this is so easy to micro now with all the crossbows.
Yeah, and we look at the queue here. Lancers now being created. Only Lancers from Mista. And then we look at the queue from VortiX, and it's just, he's got 3 upgrades working right now. He's got a lot of men-at-arms in the queue. Crossbowmen. There's going to be a blue wave coming across the map pretty soon.
Yeah, looks really nice there, how he's sending the army over, and those crossbowmen are just incredibly good. We need some siege to deal with those, or maybe some horsemen. Maybe, just maybe, Lancers was even the wrong option. VortiX still floating quite some wood, something that we maybe could look at and criticize him for, but it just feels like the late Feudal Age push was so good. He did so much army. And Mista, I don't really know what his next step is to hold this one off.
Well, he's 20 villagers behind, too.
Aye.
Like, that's just too big of a gap, and I think he's realized it. And he's going to call the game. Great play there from VortiX. Maybe a little bit of a miscalculation from Mista to cut production that quickly and try and go up to H3. He was feeling very comfortable. Also, maybe if you're going to do that, do you wall at the front just to buy yourself a little bit more time?
Wall, maybe 1 or 2 towers could have helped out as well. Felt like he had a reasonable timing as well. Plus this army that did so much damage in his economy.
Yep.
Wasn't too crazy if he had the full army for defense. But he lost all his horsemen at the same time in the center, at the middle sacred site.
It was weird too. Like, I get stalling out production to get the resources to go up to the 3rd age, but while he was going up, he wasn't producing army either. Or while he was building his landmark. So it was like he was getting too greedy thinking about the men-at-arms and the lancers, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't adding in any spearmen or anything like that.
Thing is, if he isn't getting like into the great timing attack that VortiX had, like VortiX lost his whole army, then went onto so much Feudal army, and still found the timing before Castle Age. So like the pressure there was absolutely crazy. And I think the timing window was like 30 seconds before men-at-arms were around and could clear up everything. So, two kudos for VortiX to be, like, have the balls to be out on the map and then do so much damage.
Yeah, and the commitment there to go under the TC and find those villagers that were finished building the landmark. Taking out 6 or 7 villagers there was really big.
Yeah, true. Well, Wooly Wombat with another $10 overall price pool there for over $100. And Marine Lord flies him with the raid as well. Welcome everyone. We are casting the rest of the set here. VortiX leading 3-2 against TheMista. As you all know, Marine Lord made it to the main event of the $100,000 tournament, happening 5th till 13th of March on this very channel. Up next will be the home map of Mista.
And it would be Lipany, right? It's the only one left.
Yep.
Civs?
I don't...
Civs?
Lipany next, I guess. Civs are Mongols for VortiX and Abbasid Dynasty for Mista.
That's my boy, Mista. Represent.
Okay. The pressure's so on. VortiX 1 win away from making it to the $100,000 main event. Mista could take 2 wins, but one of them has to be against Mongols. Big task ahead of him.
How do you open here as Abbasid against Mongols? Do you just play defensively? Do you
You
try
have
for
to
some
play reactively.
shenanigans?
Yeah, I think Mongols
Yeah.
always will dictate. I think it's not pretty for Abbasid. Like, if you face, like, Spearman Tower Rush, I think Abbasid is still struggling quite heavily. Ooh, I'm getting a bit nervous here.
For who?
For Mista. Against Mongols? Still have Abbasid, which is a crazy strong Civ pick. But against Mongols, that doesn't feel that great. So many other Civs, you could go into like a solid Civ advantage. Two and a half minutes to go. And we have Lipany, a map that is very comparable to Arabia. Interesting that VortiX saved Mongols for so long.
It's been a great series so far. If you guys missed the opening to the series, I would definitely recommend you check out the High View game. I think it was really good. The Boulder Bay game, maybe you could go, eat a sandwich or make yourself a sandwich while that was going on.
But don't put too many layers on it, otherwise you might miss the game.
Yeah, you might miss the beginning of the next one. Yeah.
Small sandwich and up to 4 layers, I would think.
Yeah.
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 And don't be too picky on the sauce.
Yeah.
How many sandwich sauces do you have at home?
I don't have anything in my fridge right now, so I only keep food for like 2 days. Wow. So like I'll go out to the grocery store and like make myself food for 2 days, and then I have to go out to the grocery store again. I never keep anything.
Wow.
Actually, no, I have eggs. I have eggs in there.
Okay. My fridge is so
That's it.
full every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, maybe if you want to support Dave, that he doesn't have to live on a daily basis, maybe drop a sub channel.
Why would I buy more food than I need? Why would I let food go to waste?
It's not getting to waste, but like just having an appetite. Then having a nice yogurt.
I know, but if I buy like, you gonna say yogurt again in that tone of voice?
Yogurt.
Yogurt. Yeah.
I can spread it on the floor.
Is that what you do?
Yeah. My yogurt mat.
It's your Saturday night with the girlfriend?
We rub each other in yogurt. And what did you do Saturday night? We did yogurt together. Ah, you did yoga together. No, we did yogurt together. Ah, what? Yeah, you said we did yoga together.
Yogurt, I see.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memes of all time, as we have 10 seconds, is the, it's a meme. It says, when you see your friend Gert, and then it just shows a yogurt bottle. It just says yogurt.
What?
So yogurt. It's so stupid, dude. Might be my #1 meme of all time.
Oh, I don't know.
It's so dumb.
What's also dumb is that Mr. now has to win 2 games in a row if he wants to get it done in qualifier #1 for N4C. And he has to face VortiX, who looked incredibly strong and still has Mongols left here on Lipany. Early opening with the Ovu. Khan is going to the front, and we have TheMista with forward berries and Abbasid Dynasty.
Yep, and VortiX immediately goes for that second scout. Or I guess the first scout, since he has the Khan as his starting one, but essentially the same thing. And he is probably going to have enough sheep, unlike when Mista played Mongols. But granted, Mista did still win that match, even after only finding maybe 3 or 4 sheep at the starting.
I think I had it even. I think that was a Reddit post that even got over 100 likes. Like, what was it like? Whatever I tell my friend Mangu when I don't like him.
Whenever I tell my friend Mangu that I don't like him.
And then a picture of a mango die.
That's...
Maybe that was too dark?
Yeah.
Okay. And it wasn't me who posted that on Reddit. Yikers. Whoopsie. Oh, scout pretty close to TC.
barracks opening really fast from Mista here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is scared of the early barracks opening, but actually, it's not going to happen. I think Mista, after seeing 2 on gold, should cancel the barracks, but that's not an option. Oh, yo, 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 yo.
Well, it was too far gone by the time he saw it. Like, it
Yeah.
was already up, basically.
I think you should, like, something we should really see more in the future is, like, keeping buildings at, like, 95%. And then only finish them once you see what's happening.
Okay, so sheep coming back for both players. We're going to have a lot of sheep there for VortiX.
Okay, 6 at home for Mr.
Mista has the scout in the middle as well, bringing some more in. So he's going to be fine. The spearman will be just playing defensively at the moment.
Yeah.
But he should send, though, now that he spotted them on gold, he should be sending them forward, right?
Yeah, go to the over, go for the gold. The thing is, like, if you send some spearmen forward, you kind of need to bring your scouts as well. Otherwise, the Khan can just deal so easily with them.
It's an initial hit there. VortiX will see the early spearman from Mista. And he'll have a heads up as to what's coming.
Okay.
No response yet from him.
Maybe he can even get a kill on the Ovo. Honestly, like 3 spearmen? 4 spearmen? And 2 scouts against only 1 scout and 1 Khan? I think this
Well, it's going to be 1 scout because the other one's going to be dealing with the Khan, right?
Okay, okay. Yeah, but that's still like 4 spearmen. Just easily raining on that Ovo, no?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Here they come. Here they come from Mista, and indeed, just like you said, Neely, he goes right for the Ovu.
Nothing else to attack right now. And the Khan needs to just continue jumping there, try to attack those spearmen, low HP ones, but still 35 shots that you need.
And Deerstones is already on the way from VortiX here. Mista, still not enough resources to click up. He doesn't even have the House of Wisdom yet. Okay, he's building it right now.
Okay, taking quite some time there. Obviously, we had the barracks opening, delaying him quite a bit. Now heavily on those berries. 9 on food on the berries. Scout around against the Khan. And Feudal Age, he deals quite some reasonable damage against those spearmen, but it feels like the Ovo could start burning.
Yeah, there's another spearman on the way.
Oh, oh.
That sucker's going down.
That's really nice. It's not like the craziest thing ever, right? You need to invest 150 wood, and obviously you're not really gaining the stone here.
But it hurts. It hurts a little bit.
Yeah, could be up to like 300 resources, so I don't mind it. Compare though against 1 barracks and 5 spearmen. Mista is happy that he finds some damage, but I still
He's building another one.
VortiX is in the worst spot.
He just built another one.
Oh yeah, easy. So stone is instantly flying in.
Yep.
So it's only 150
delay
wood
there
off traded.
whatsoever.
Yeah, VortiX is actually pretty solidly ahead then, right? If the spearmen were useless after this, which only they are if we see an archery range from VortiX.
And let's see what he makes. He's got villagers ready near the Ovu. Okay, goes for an archer range. And he will be ready to pressure Mista. Mista is still quite a ways away from H2.
25% here. Has 3 on gold still. And 5 on... What? 5 on stone? Ooh, this is an extra TC play. Not too bad at all. Okay, okay. As we know,
I think he should build 2 more houses. He's 8 out of 10 on the structure count right now. Get an outpost on the gold, actually. That'll add a building.
Yeah, actually, I don't really think he wants to stay there, right? Where is he? I think he should build his town center between gold and berries, though. That feels like a very reasonable spot for me.
True.
Otherwise, next to the 2 wood lines there, next to the deer. Has to see how this is going. Khan still keeps quite high HP. I like that quite a bit. Archer count soon at 4. Not sure how much they will be able to pressure. And pulls his villagers away from gold. And look at that. VortiX scouts the stone in the back. Knows exactly what he's up against.
Yep. Won't manage to get that villager. Mista pulls it away in time. And Mista will know that VortiX knows what he's up to.
Mm-hmm. Now the question is like, how do we approach this? Is it just building a TC with like 15 villages in between those two woodlines, but then you're kind of giving up your berries?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you even build the TC?
Is it forward? Is it on the wood line?
Still nothing coming in. Do you want to maybe play the safe and open with a stable first? Go for like 2 horsemen?
He goes double stable. He goes double stable. So he's going to have horseman production from 2 stables, and then he's probably going to place the second town center. Almost has enough resources for it.
Oh, I like it. I like it quite a bit, actually. It felt way too risky to just build the TC out on the open without really knowing where to go. Scout can't do much, and that could be a beautiful clear up here for the Mista.
I think a problem here for Mista, potentially, is that he just got kicked off his berries, and the archers are hanging around there. So he's going to need to find some more food sources. There are some deer and some berries over to the right side where his spearmen are. And there's the second town center in between those 2 wood lines.
Okay, so would have built like a bit closer there, that he can use it more of a drop-off point. He still has 9 full sheep on this town center, so slow food is still an option for him. Archers are going completely home. VortiX sits at 500 food, 400 gold, and now adds another barracks. Is that a man-at-arm play? This is fast castle into men-at-arms behind this. Wee. Okay.
Fresh foodstuffs almost complete from Mista, so his villagers are going to be a little bit cheaper. 2 TCs for the price of 1, Newly.
Be nice.
Yep.
Okay, game slows down quite a bit here. And see, no villager production out of the second town center yet. Only uses the first one. Oh, misgrouping. Oh no, now he knows about it. No, still. Put up another 4 at the starting TC. Only 1 at the second one.
I love how VortiX left his hawk there to patrol around the gold and the berries.
Ah, yeah, ah, yeah.
Just to give him a heads up on what's going on. Great placement at the front. You can see everything that Mista is up to.
Dave watching birds no matter what game. Double archer range now. And
Ooh,
still
is
like...
this Vil going down? Come on! That's my boy sniping a Vil.
It's like, this really annoys me. Mr. miscued, and he built only 1 single villager out of the second TC yet. And the first one has like 7 builds in the queue.
Oh no, the pain of single queue there. Oh my goodness, 7 villagers queued up on 1, none in the other. He goes for 2 archer ranges behind. He's putting them down sneakily. He doesn't want VortiX to know that this is happening. And he's gone out to the deer a little bit exposed over on the right side. See if VortiX can punish that. He's looping around with his archers now because he didn't see anything at the front. And now he's left his hawk on the berries. So he gets more scouting here again.
Now 8 archers there. Could potentially find some kills. Still, second TC is not building. This is so bad. 36 villagers against 34. Like, VortiX is only 2 villagers behind. And can now
look at
VortiX
VortiX hanging out in that stealth forest too. With the scout.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He gets some good vision.
Okay, Mista can see him, but VortiX knows that the villagers are over there. Now he's looping over to the right side with his army. Mista will be able to see that though. And the wall will not go up, and he should be pulling all of these now. Okay, good job.
Second TC finally working, gets another house up, and yeah, villagers feel really safe.
Villager count is 36 for VortiX and 38 for Mista after having that second TC for so long.
Oh, feels bad, man.
It's painful. Yeah, really, really painful.
Separate up now coming in at the top. So Castle Age around the corner. About to have to run, and Mista mainly going for archers. VortiX now reaches Castle Age. Bad news for Mista. Still not too many losses. Where are we even getting gold? 1 gold at the front. Where's the second gold? There's a second.
Oh, at the back. Way at the back. Yeah. What?
And
huh?
No gold? He knew that men-at-arms were incoming?
Yo, Gert, the game's over.
Okay, and Mr. Complaining about the seat there behind the scenes. So it is a GG indeed. So no drop, but GG. VortiX will make it into the main event. Pretty anticlimactic there. Faster uptime for sure. And not the best seat for 2TC play. Didn't really adjust the strategy there. Wanted to play Abbasid with a nice map spawn. Did not happen in this one. And VortiX will make it to the main event. Will face off against Beastie Cutie, Marine Lord, Viper, and DeMusliM. 5th to 13th of March. And not really the game that we wanted to have there in the end.
No.
But apparently the one that we got.
I mean, it was a great set, though.
Yeah,
it was really even, and it was super fun to watch. And I haven't cast AoE4 since, like, I think Winter Series in December. So it was great. It was a great comeback for me to this game. And I look forward to next weekend. And I look forward to seeing Mista again next weekend. I think he's going to go through.
I think so as well. He looked really strong, honestly. And yeah, will be really, really nice to see him next. And let's go for a winner interview. Are you in the channel there? Can you see?
I'll get in there. I'm gonna stay silent though. I'm gonna listen and I'll let you ask the questions.
Okay. I will tell them. Give Dave rights, and I will jump over there, and you will join whenever, and
cool.
We will have an interview with VortiX. Hello, VortiX. He's here.
Hello.
Hello, congratulations, making it to the main event. How do you feel?
Pretty good, but also I'm really exhausted right now, so I think I'm missing a bit on the happiness I should have.
Okay.
But tomorrow I will feel really happy about it. I'm just so tired right now. It's actually crazy.
I can see that. Best of 7, especially because you had some really intense games. How did you think you would do going into the set against TheMista, who is like crazy good, and you were seed 3 against seed 4?
Yeah, so against any other player except probably Marine Lord, I would feel really confident in best of 7, but TheMista is like so unpredictable, and he's also so clever when it comes to mixing up things that actually I was like not sure at all what to expect. Like in a normal series against a player that's maybe not so creative, I would feel really confident. But against him, I thought maybe it can be 4-0 or it can be 0-4. Like, I don't know what I'm facing. And he did really well on the earlier rounds also, so that was a bit scary. But honestly, I was confident on my chances. I think I'm in really good shape right now with the current meta and the new patch.
Okay, that's something that, like, you are one of the most mysterious people, right? You don't really stream, we don't see you, like, practice with your nicknames. How does, like, your preparation, how did the last 2 weeks look for you? And, yeah, how much did you train for this event?
Yeah, so I actually moved to a different city, like, maybe 1 week and a half ago, so I missed some day of practice, but then it was mainly custom games in the last days. I play a lot with my brother, of course, and then obviously I'm also playing ladder with some Smurf accounts here and there. But also I think most of like the big practice for me was actually trying to figure out how to draft well and think a lot about the game and not so much spamming like 30 games a day.
Okay. How does a typical practice session with your brother look like?
It's just really standard. Yeah, we just play as if it was tournament. We do the drafts and we play the games, and then we talk a lot about what happened and what should we do better.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, sweet. And then we had some pretty crazy games. Probably the most memorable one for us was the Highview game, where you had HRE and he Spearman Tower rushed you early on. How did you come out ahead in that one?
Actually, I have no clue what happened that game. Like, after seeing the map draft, I was like, okay, I need to play Holy Roman or China, and I don't like them in any of these maps. I mean, it's obviously good in Hill and Dale, but I wanted to play the leader. So I was like, I have to just throw one of them into a map I don't like, and that was Highview. So honestly, I wasn't expecting on winning that. But then again, TheMista plays like really weird. That sometimes strange things happens in games, and I actually managed to win it. I think I mean, it's hard to know because I didn't watch the replay, so I didn't see from his perspective. But I feel like he could have made a much better effort in denying the relics, at least 2 of them. Like maybe getting one for me was okay, the one in the corner, but I think he could have like walled the others in or just make more towers through those areas. And I think that's where the game went really wrong for him. Like I think he was really ahead, but then I get 3 relics somehow, and then it even taps because, of course, Holy Roman is really good once you get 3 relics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really true. And Hill and Dale, you had the Delhi Mirror there, and he really caught you off guard with the double horseman play. And then you decided to go for lots and lots of feudal aggression. How did that feel?
Yeah, so basically I scouted the barracks super early, so I thought it was standard horseman barracks.
Mm-hmm.
So I went for like my own stable and archery range because, I mean, I'm actually not 100% sure about this, but I think archer and horseman with good micro beat spearman and horseman. And I actually thought I made like a good work at not letting him scout my archery range, but I guess he was expecting it. Maybe I did this against him in some other game or something, but he was expecting it, so he went for mass horseman, or maybe he scouted the archery range. I don't know. Like, I think I denied the vision, but maybe I'm wrong. So from there, it actually went kind of wrong for me because the fight on the middle, where I had archers and horsemen, went really poorly because, of course, mass horsemen beat that. But also, I think I did kind of okay because I had like one, how are they called? The monks from the Delhi. I don't remember.
Hola.
Yeah, scholar. He was healing, so the fight was not as bad as it should have been for me.
Mhm.
And then I did something really risky because I went for a pikeman switch, but that's really risky because if he scouts, he just makes archery ranges, and then I think I'm super behind. But somehow he didn't. I think his mistake was trying to go for like very fast castle edge, especially with how the map spawned. I feel like the distances between our bases were really short, and he didn't scout his back berry, so he had to take front berries. And I think going castle edge in that situation is super greedy, and I just managed to punish it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was true. And now you're through into the main event. Competition is going to be fierce there. The Muslim, Viper, BCQD, and Marine Lord waiting for you, plus 3 more qualifying next week. How do you like your chances for the main event?
I'm feeling quite okay right now, so I would say like I would be happy with top 4, but 3 weeks are like a world, right? You can practice so much in 3 weeks that you never know. I'm gonna practice as much as I can to try to make top 1, of course. But I think top 4 right now is really realistic with my shape.
Okay. How many hours do you plan? Like, I honestly don't know much about you. Like, are you playing full time? Do you have a job as well?
Yes, I finished my studies last year, and because there were some big tournaments announced for Age of Empires and stuff, I'm right now not working from where I studied. But in the next weeks, probably after N4C, I guess I will decide if maybe I want to commit more to like streaming an AOE4 in general full time, or if I want to go and find a job. Which, with what I studied, is it's kind of easy to find a job from that in Spain. So anyway, I should be fine, I think.
Okay. And then my question for the next qualifier. Your brother didn't make it through this time, fell to Beastie Cutie. And how much will you train with him, and how do you like his chances?
Yeah, I think we will just keep playing the same that we were doing until now. So just a few series here and there. I think honestly, like he's pretty much at the same shape as me. Like I think he had like a headache yesterday, and Beastie of course is super good, but I think he has really high chances of making it next week.
Yeah, probably him and Mr. my 2 favorites there. Thank you so much and good luck, and I'm really happy to see you in not even 3 weeks.
Yeah, thank you a lot. It's gonna be nice for sure.
See ya!
Bye bye.